This is a Headgum podcast.
In 1986, British author Hilary Spurling published Eleanor Fettiplace's receipt book, Elizabethan Country House Cooking, sourced from a recipe compilation dating to 1604. The text had been passed down through Spurling's husband's side of the family for over 3 centuries, beginning with Fettiplace's death around 1647. The heirloom is a fascinating time capsule of early 17th century Elizabethan England, and is notable for being an early Western reference to an ingredient from the so-called New World, the sweet potato. Often confused for yams, which originate in Africa, sweet potatoes are from South America and what is now modern-day Ecuador. The plants are fully distinct. And despite the moniker, the sweet potato is only a distant relative of the less nutritious regular potato, celebrated by Irish Americans like it's Larry Bird or some shit. The versatile tuber has become a mainstay of cuisine worldwide in both savory mains and sweet treat desserts, and in Japan is even distilled into alcohol called shochu. And its global prominence is not just due to European colonialism. Anthropological evidence indicates sweet potatoes migrated to the Pacific Islands centuries before Fettiplace wrote of the then novel root vegetable. Fettiplace would be confused by much of our modern world. Just imagine her trying to play Elden Ring on PlayStation 5. I find that game quite difficult, and it's normal to me. But Fettiplace would hopefully be delighted that her personal collection of recipes has been widely circulated as a historical document, and she'd certainly be comforted that she can still find countless preparations of sweet potato. This week on Doughboys, we continue the Garden of Eatin, Veggie Table, The Green Goblin, a month of reviewing Mother Nature's fast food with sweet potatoes.
Go, it's the Doughboys!
Welcome to Doughboys, the podcast about chain restaurants. I'm Nick Weiger, along with my co-host, Tony Soprano, the Spoon Man, Mike Mitchell. Tony Soprano. Huh? Is that a thing? Love you guys. Happy New Year? Devin in Canada. Roast at birdfuck.com. Not the timeliest of roasts.
Caramelized onions.
That's good. Kind of thing you would say to Carmela.
Yeah.
But about a soup component.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Well done.
I can't really do a Tony.
No, you
He's
can't.
tough.
What do you mean? Huh? I mean, that's like my go-to for every like mafia guy.
They're all kind of the
Jeez
same guy to
Louise.
different
Yeah,
degrees, but he's like,
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
How's that?
Sound like Jack Nicholson.
Now, Jack, I can do. That's fun. Wags, well, go ahead. Say your thing about the person who sent in that.
I did. I already read it.
Okay.
Devin in Canada.
In Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
I'm heading up there. I said this yesterday, like with seashells.
Yes.
If you find a seashell on the shore, you can listen to it and you can hear the ocean. I can actually hear Adam Conover right now.
So describe what you're doing for our audio listeners, who are the overwhelming majority of our listenership.
I've took the mic, the what is it called? The screen.
Yeah, the windscreen.
Windscreen.
Yeah. The black part that covers a microphone. It's a little fuzzy. Mitch took it off and held it to his ear.
Actually.
Like a seashell.
Yeah.
I like that too.
That's that bit.
Just as good as it was yesterday.
Only an hour and 28 more minutes left of bits. We got time to fill, Wags.
Windscreens got their name because they were originally used on sailing ships. Like, oh, cool. Okay, so, Mitch, we got a couple of developments today. First off, Emma and Jemmy are at the groomer. They are being groomed by past guest, just Jemmy is being groomed by past guest Jess Rona.
Yeah.
And at Jess Rona Grooming. So they're not here right now.
Emma's at the groomer, and then she's going to come back here to the other groomer.
Wait a minute. But what that means is that we've got Casey as usual, and then Amelia sitting in today. Hi, Amelia. Good to have you.
Hey, guys. Good to be here.
All right, we got to talk about something that affects the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
We were going through and we were talking with our guest about Mitch's long list of Boston associates with increasingly dumb nicknames, who are lovely people who I know and I've met most of them.
They like you, so
got,
I mean, if you talk shit.
You got like Ramondi, our buddy Dano, of course, Scoop, you got Frailbot, you got Micus,
Scoop's
you got
having a baby.
Congrats, Scoop. You got Wu-Tang,
Scoop and
you
Caroline.
got LD. Who am I missing?
Shieldsy. I wasn't really paying attention.
You got Chewy, of course. You got Poov, but Poov's a college guy. You got Poov too.
I do have Poov and Poov too. Who's Chewy?
Don't you have a Chewbacca?
No.
Do you not have a
Wookie.
Wookie, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of Wookie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for confusing Chewy with Wookie. Chewy is a Wookie. Wookie represents the people.
Mm-hmm.
There was a name that I added to this list years ago that has just kind of become part of this friend group canon.
I wonder if this is breaking kayfabe for people that maybe people don't know this.
Well, this is the thing. I brought up Fuxton, and then we were talking about a guy. We won't name which guy, but we were talking about a guy who's like very Boston, and how we're describing them. And Amelia says more so than Fuxton, and you both thought that Fuxton was a real guy.
We thought he was real, yeah.
You thought Mitch had a friend named Fuxton.
I mean, is that crazy to think when he's got
Did you hear the names you just listed off?
Frailbot, Wookie.
There is no Fuxton.
Fuxton is like one of the more normal ones in that list.
There is no Fuxton. He doesn't. I wish he existed. And when you said we're talking about a guy who's more Boston, you meant like a dumb. You were trying to talk about a dumb person.
I didn't want to characterize someone that negatively. A very Boston-y guy.
Yeah, exactly. So you're calling all of Boston dumb.
No, I'm not saying
what
that.
You're trying to fucking say.
I wasn't saying that.
Fucking snob. The Fuxton's not real.
Yeah.
Hey, John Adams, John Quincy Adams, you think they're fucking dumb mugs?
No, I don't.
True
Mitch.
Bostonians.
Yeah.
Kind of fucked up.
I think those were two of the more admirable of the class of founding fathers.
We went down to...
Largely because they opposed the, obviously abhorrent founding practice of slavery.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I live very close. Well, I shouldn't tell people I live very close. We live not far from the Adams Mansion. That's the same difference. We live not far from the Adams Mansion.
We walked by the Adams Mansion.
We did, yeah.
A lovely time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wednesday answered the door. Cousin It was mowing the lawn.
Lurch is nice.
Lurch is the best.
I told you that I had a college roommate name that people were calling Lurch, and I thought they were talking about me.
Yeah.
At Ithaca, they were like, Lurch, and I was like, damn, I got the nickname Lurch already? And then it was like, no, it's your fucking roommate. And I was like, oh, phew. He kind of sucked, too. Left toenails on the floor when he left.
That's nasty.
Yeah, I know. I had to pick him out of the carpet. It sucked.
Yeah. Be a human being.
Yeah. Yeah, be a Lurch, wherever you are, be a fucking human being.
Or maybe Lurch has grown out of it.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe he's still leaving little fucking piles of toenails everywhere he goes. Who knows? He's a fucking asshole when I last saw him.
That's a bummer.
Did you have a good... I mean, you were the weird guy in your college roommates.
No, I mostly had good roommates. I was mostly very, very lucky in that regard. I don't think anyone crazy I lived with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it for them when they saw you like unpacking like like multiple moisturizers? I'm saying all your jack-off material. A trunk of jack-off material.
An array of jack-off lotions brought to my new domicile. I did have a Darth Maul inflatable chair. That was pretty cool.
All right, so that's one of your jack-off things. Fucking turn on, what's the song?
Duel of the Fates. Love the first 45 seconds of this song. Do it all the time.
We were talking with our guest. Well, first of all, let's hit him with the drop. Yeah. Oh no, Emma's. We have a drop. Yeah. All right, hell yeah.
No,
let's hit him with the drop.
On the ball.
Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop.
The neurologist I saw told me I was actually having like panic attacks in my sleep.
When the wind blows, the cradle will rock.
I usually don't remember what's happening, but it's some sort of like terrifying dream. It's okay. It's okay.
This is scary.
Oh my God.
Down will come baby, cradle and all.
Wow.
I've been having fewer of those, which has been nice. Sleep's been a little bit more, the length of the night, less fewer interruptions.
I had a horrible night's sleep last night.
Oh man, I'm sorry, buddy.
Didn't go to bed till really late, and then woke up after an hour. You know, when you wake up after just an hour of sleep, and you're like, uh-oh. You know, you're like, I feel awake.
Yeah, and then you're like, what? That was a nap. I need to sleep for a whole night. Did you get back to sleep?
You know what I usually do in those situations? Inflate up that Darth Maul chair.
Fire up Duel of the Fates.
Yeah. Duel of the Fates, though, there should be 2 people jacking off.
3.
I guess 3,
that's
yeah.
a good point. Thank you, Casey. Don't want to anger anyone, any Star Wars super fans. 3 people should be jacking off.
Yeah. One guy's 2-fisted it, I guess. How do you do the double-sided dart?
Damn.
Lightsaber.
Who's got the Darth Maul fucking double fit?
Yeah.
Damn, Wags.
This episode is filthy already. Can't believe it.
I mean, I think that you just gave a little peek into what goes on in Wags' world. Hey, boys, wanted to dropify that freak's sleep story. Hugs and kisses, big boy, baby guy. And it was called Rockabye Waggy.
Wow. Thanks, big boy, baby guy.
Big boy, baby guy, you rule.
Yeah.
I like big boy, baby guy.
Big boy, baby guy is the most Boston of your crew, I will say.
I was going to say this, that our guest, who we should introduce now.
Yes.
It's been almost 10 minutes of stupid bullshit.
Right. I guess just subtly nodding at that. Drops at birdfuck.com. Yeah, go on.
Drops at birdfuck. Well, we were talking about jet skiing, and I went jet skiing when I was at Scoop's bachelor party, and me and Shieldsy went, and we're going out, and we were going fast, and there was like there was a lady who was behind us and like was very much struggling with like going faster, and her husband was like at the front of the pack, and she was like, like the instructor was like, she's like, or the whatever, the guy who led the tour, tour guide was like, she's gonna turn around and go back, and the guy was like, okay, cool. He was just staying with us. And then we were like, go back with your fucking, what are you doing?
That's an odd move.
We were like in the middle of the ocean, like, go back with your spouse, you fucking idiot. And then he eventually did, but they held us up for a long time.
Wow.
But our guest.
But he was not in your party, or was he in your party?
No, he was. There was 4 of us. And that was just me
wow.
and Shieldsy fucking tooling around the Everglades. It was great. But our guest, I'll let her tell the story.
Returning to the show, an actor and writer whose new short, In the Static, is currently on the festival circuit. Dani Fernandez is here. Hi, Dani. Thanks so much for being here.
Yes. I was going to say that big boy, bad baby. I don't know. That just sounds like every guy that I've ever dated. A big baby.
Yes, yeah.
Anyways, I'm sorry my ex-boyfriend wrote in. No, I jet skied to Catalina, which is psycho.
Wild.
It's
Yeah.
psycho.
That is
I
crazy.
love the ocean. And I was like, if I'm going to die, I want it to be here.
This is an island, a small island off the coast of California for our global listeners. Do you know how far it is?
I took at least 90 minutes.
Wow, okay.
So it's 90 minutes there.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a ride.
On a jet. And you're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Can you see it the whole time?
No, absolutely not.
Eep.
Absolutely not. No, there are multiple times when you can't see anything but water. And also, so I did like a tour guide situation. I also thought I was going to be the only one. I don't know. There was at least 20 of us. It was on my actual birthday. And my best friend and I signed up. And yeah, so they give you a wetsuit. You jet ski 90 minutes there. And our tour guide was going so fast.
Yeah.
There were multiple times where I couldn't see him. He was like past the horizon. And so I'm trying to go fast. And
Because you're stuck in a line, basically, right?
No. You actually, you're not supposed to be near each other.
Yeah.
You have to be pretty far out. And you don't want to be in anyone's wake. Because that also is like making you.
Yeah.
Every time I hit a big wave, it was like I would almost fall off my thing. And speaking of couples, there were a fuck ton of couples. So it would be the guy, of course, riding it like a motorcycle.
All right, boys.
And a woman just clinging for dear life. And I could tell some of them that hit a wave too hard because they would definitely slow down. Like she almost like got tossed off.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I felt like maybe there's one other woman that was by herself, like not clinging to a dude. And so yeah, so you get there, then you spend like a couple hours on the island, then you jet ski back. And the reason why I personally think they were going so fast is you don't want 20 people as the sun is setting out in the middle of the ocean.
Sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, anyways,
That's awesome and also like harrowing. I don't know if I could do that myself, but you like you're a jet ski enthusiast. You're doing this on your birthday to celebrate.
Yeah, I'd done it before. Like whenever I go to Comic-Con, I always would see like on my day off, I would see people in the harbor jet skiing. So the last time I was there, I was like, I'm going to fucking do that. That's much more chill.
Yeah.
That's not an excursion. It's just like, oh, I'm going to dick around the harbor. And then this other one was like, no, we need to get to Catalina in this time. So it was, I don't know. We were going pretty quick.
And if you fall overboard, you're shark snack, man. Sharks are gonna eat you, Wags.
Yeah, that's really scary.
I mean, you saying that made me let out a cartoon eep, like which wasn't even intentional. That was the only reaction I had to it, not being able to see Catalina Island.
Yeah,
while you're going up there, and I've heard people seeing great whites on the way to Catalina because you take a boat usually to Catalina.
Right, the ferry.
The ferry, yeah. Which I went. My mom's sister and I went to Catalina. It was a lovely time. I shot some stuff up in Love on Catalina.
Right, on Catalina Island. Mm-hmm. That used to be a big celebrity hangout, which is weird to wrap my head around.
Yeah.
But like, back in the day of like Robert Wagner and like, Natalie
Clark
Wood.
Gable.
Clark Gable, they were back there.
That's a funny example to bring up of, wait.
I think that was off the coast of Catalina. Where
no,
Natalie
I know,
Wood
but I'm
passed
saying
away,
you're like a big celebrity hangout, and then you brought up the murder.
Right.
Oh, it was what came to mind. I don't know.
It's what happened. Yeah. It's actually very haunted. And last year I went to Catalina with my friends, but not via the ferry. And we did a ghost tour. They have the big casino there, the big movie theater, right? That's like the 1940s, like Gatsby, if you go inside of it. Super fucking haunted. But actually, as you're approaching it, sorry for anyone that lives in Catalina, maybe like 2 of your listeners. I think it has a very small population.
Very small.
But it feels fucking haunted. I'm just going to say that. So
wow,
it's very haunted.
I've been there, but the only times I was there was in Boy Scouts, and that's like a less fun Catalina experience,
right?
Because we were just hiking around and camping. The thing I liked is there's just like a buffalo. I was like, look at that, there's a buffalo right there.
They brought those over for filming, and then they couldn't like bring them back. It was too hard to wrestle them and get them back on the boat.
So weird.
So now there's just buffalo in Catalina.
Right.
The Wrigley's own a bunch of stuff there, right? Like there's like a place where we went to eat. I remember the Wrigley's owned.
Yeah, so the Cubs had their practice field or practice stadium there.
Oh, right.
So they would go there like every summer.
That's wild.
That's so wild.
See what happens when you go on a ghost tour? Educational. Same with New Orleans. Went on multiple ghost tours there. Now I know everything about New Orleans.
Yeah, we should talk about this because Mitch also spent a substantial amount of time down in the bayou. And did you experience any hauntings?
I'll say this. Well, I also want to make a joke about like there being gum on the bottom of the island or something. Because of Wrigley.
The Wrigley family, someone was like chewing a big wad and just stuck it on the underside, right?
Yeah. But, I couldn't make that joke. So instead, you just had to hear about it. It wasn't as good as it could have been. It could have been really good. I'm a ghost believer.
I am too, obviously.
First of all, I also want to say we should ride out to Catalina together.
The two of us, clinging to you?
We'll be the first. No, we'll both be clinging to each other. We'll get there
Can
somehow.
I drive? Because I've done it.
Yes.
I bet we could get 3 of us on there. It would save a lot of money.
Oh, man.
If you drove,
the Doughboys on the same jet ski. That jet ski's at the bottom of the ocean.
You're going to be in the air.
Yeah.
I believe in ghosts. I do believe in ghosts. Look, people think that I believe in classic white sheet ghost of like, and you know what?
I don't think
maybe
people
I
don't think people think
well,
that.
You know what? Maybe I do. Maybe I do believe in white sheet ghosts.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. But is it crazy to say that when something dies, it can leave some sort of energy? I don't think that's that crazy to say.
No,
I don't know how the world works.
We've had this conversation, and I think, hey, you could have even if you're trying to think of it from a purely biological standpoint, we have not solved the hard problem of consciousness, which is the idea that why does being alive feel like something? Why are we not, why do we feel like we have why are we not like basically sentient dolls? You know what I mean? And so the fact that we have our own internality seems to suggest that there's something larger going on. Now, maybe that's all chemicals in our brain, but I think there's certainly the possibility that something else is out there. I don't know. I feel like it's fair to be open-minded about that.
Okay, when I was on the ghost tour in Catalina, the tour guide who was I think he was born and raised there. He was explaining to us the difference between ghosts and spirits.
Yeah.
Do you know this? It's kind of what you're talking about. So a ghost is a snapshot in time. It's like they would say, you know, and these old Catalina hotels, they see busboys in their 1940s garb, you know, with the little hat and everything that are like, but when you yell at them or you try to talk to them, they just like go right through you. It's because it's a snapshot of energy. It's a random snapshot of energy, so you can't interact with it. As opposed to a spirit, you know, like the stories of people hearing their cupboards fling open or their water getting knocked over, like that's a spirit. It's different than like the snapshot of energy.
Wow.
That I like that. I was in the kitchen and there was like a ghostly Mark Maron in there. I'm trying to think of old podcasty.
So sort of a snapshot of the energy of the time from previous podcasts.
Yeah, from previous podcasts.
Yeah,
Did you see anything like that ever in here?
Yeah, Mitch, I was in there and I saw 2007 Adam Carolla. Think of other 1.0 podcasters.
God.
What if it was a snapshot?
Corolla.
Well, I was thinking like it has to be, you know, that's why like with murder, because it's so fucking heavy, that's why that's a snapshot and that makes sense to me. But what if it's like your most embarrassing moment?
That is, that's probably what it would
be. Because that's also, that's also high energy.
Yeah, but is it, that's, it, does it, is it just that person is dead, obviously, but
right.
So is it, there's nothing
stuck.
attached.
The energy got stuck.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's like a Polaroid.
If it's my most embarrassing moment, it's me sitting on this couch bombing. So
moments.
Yeah.
There's like a story going around UCLA of how there's one dorm room where there's a Darth Maul inflatable chair with a guy jacking off in it. A ghostly figure. You're just going back. That's what it is, right?
I'm a ghost. Mitch, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Wow.
Mitch, what are your self-care non-negotiables?
Wise, for me, I never skip leg day. I never skip bicep day. I never skip therapy day.
When your schedule is packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip.
Even when we know what makes us happy, it's hard to make time for it, Wags. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever.
Mitch, I've benefited from therapy myself, as have you, and I will say to everyone out there, whether or not you've done therapy yourself, it's helpful for learning positive coping skills, how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself, and it's not just for people who've experienced some kind of major trauma.
That's right, Wags. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
Never skip leg day, never skip bicep day, and never skip therapy day with BetterHelp.
Visit BetterHelp.com/Doughboys today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Doughboys. Do it. Wags, most Americans think they spend about $62 per month on subscriptions. Wow. But get this. The real number is close to $300.
Wow, that is literally thousands of dollars a year, half of which you've probably forgotten about. Thankfully, I started using Rocket Money. They found a bunch of subscriptions I'd forgotten all about and then helped me cancel the ones I didn't want anymore.
Wags, Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings.
With Rocket Money, I have full control over my subscriptions and a clear view of my expenses. I can see all of my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, Rocket Money can help me cancel it with a few taps.
I love how the dashboard shows me this month's spending compared to last month, so I can clearly see my spending habits. Plus, they'll help me create a custom budget and keep my spending on track.
Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. They'll deal with customer service for you.
Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features.
Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/doughboys. That's rocketmoney.com/doughboys. rocketmoney.com/doughboys.
Bye-bye, Doughboys double.
Speaking of jacking off,
Yes.
you and I were talking about the thing that I told you.
We were. While we were waiting for Mitch to land, we had a discussion, a frankly disgusting discussion, but an interesting one about microplastics in
Every
cum. Every
Every
man
man's
has
cum.
Yes, has microplastics in it.
Yeah,
That's wild.
that's crazy. Did you know
I,
that?
I did not know it. It is wild. I agree with you guys. It's insane.
Mitch is like, I have macroplastics in my cum.
Mine are actually kind of big, so
Amelia, I was afraid of them getting clogged. I did say that. I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't know if the microplastic. I don't know if they can build up or something like that. I was afraid of
Just
having.
like a water bottle comes out.
styrofoam packing peanuts.
I was afraid of giving of my future wife giving birth to a Lego baby.
Yeah.
It does sound. I mean, microplastics. Of course, they've been talked about for a few years now. But I saw an article about microplastics last night. Maybe this is where.
Yeah.
I just saw something like scrolling.
You see
social
it everywhere,
media.
and the thing I've heard, and I'm sure this is related, but it's just part of our food supply now. Like you'll just find it in fertilizers on big farms. It's just like there's microplastics in the soil, and then that's becoming a part of our food. And Casey and I were talking about Casey's a big Cronenberg head, but we were talking about the recent Cronenberg film Crimes of the Future. The second time he made a film called Crimes of the Future. I haven't seen the first one. Have you seen the first one?
I did. It's like kind of very loosely
Yeah.
based on it.
But in the current one with Viggo Mortensen, it's like people have it's a future humanity has kind of evolved to be like digesting plastic, which is really, I don't know, maybe it could.
Yeah.
This will be a true story. One of those.
Irma likes to lick plastic. My cat Irma.
Wow.
And Wally will do it a little bit too. But I know there's nanoplastics. There's nanoplastics in the air around us.
Oh.
We should probably stop using a lot of plastic. It seems like. I like glass bottles. What? I mean, what's the deal? Sorry to sound like Seinfeld.
No, this is the thing. Sound a lot like Seinfeld. What's the deal with these college campuses? So, but this is the thing, and it's unavoidable for me too.
Get
so I'm
inside.
not even. What's that?
Get inside and jack up in your Darth Maul chair.
You got the chair. It's all blown up. Just sitting there. You're saying this, Mitch, while you're having a snack by necessity that's single-use plastic. And I mean, that's just like, it's just everywhere that you can't even blame the individual. It's just systemic.
Well, I'm not
it
gonna
sucks.
eat the damn container,
I'm just
but
curious of the alpha males being like, not my sperm.
Exactly, right.
yeah.
Not mine. They're-
Not me. I'm on that Jordan Peterson diet. I'm eating red meat and that's it.
I think they just don't believe. Right? They just don't believe it. I
Yes, yeah.
Plastic.
Plastic's not real. See-through. Okay, but you were like we can talk about this a little bit because not microplastics didn't come, but but the idea of diets because I think this discussion is partly orthogonal because of your own diet, which is that you are you're pretty restrictive in what you eat. We talked about this on the podcast before.
Unfortunately.
Yes, yeah, unfortunately.
Everybody is always like, Dani doesn't like bread. I'm like, Dani can't eat bread.
Right,
There's
right.
a difference.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your typical diet? I mean, because I know you don't eat gluten, you don't eat dairy.
Yeah.
And again, these are kind of like things you have to do because of your health, not things you do by
Yeah,
choice.
because I have an autoimmune disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It got even stricter. I feel like,
Wow.
yeah, it's. I think about the apocalypse a lot, where I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
me
gonna
too.
have to.
Yeah.
I got LASIK because of that. I'm not even kidding. I putting contacts in every day. I'm like, this is not gonna work.
Wait, you got because I also got LASIK, and in fact, we talked about this
Oh,
in
did
advance of your
we?
procedure. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I reassured you that it was going to go fine, and then you had complications. I felt horrible.
I don't remember that at all.
Okay. Yeah.
I did have some not
Yeah.
complications. They broke like every blood vessel in my eye.
That's wild.
man.
Is that
Didn't happen to me. Yeah. My memory is, and I could be mischaracterizing this. My memory is that I was like, it's fine. It's nothing to worry about. I got it. It's like going to the dentist. And then you had some like issues and I felt horrible for
because my
reassuring
eye.
you.
This is how bad my eyesight was. By
Yeah.
the way, they said if it got any worse, I couldn't do LASIK.
Wow.
I would no longer qualify anymore.
Man.
And so the guy I went to, I remember he was like Kelly Clarkson and Chris Paul's guy.
Okay.
They were like on the
All
wall.
right.
That's how
Yeah.
I know that. It was like Brad Pitt, LeBron James. It was like I was like, okay, I trust him with my eyes. And then they're like pushing down into your eye, right? They're making that little circle. They're
Yes.
cutting it.
Yeah.
So when they push down, I think they had to do it so hard or something. Anyway, it broke all my blood. And it's supposed to heal within like a week or two,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, the second you get up, when you sit up, which by the way, you're awake and you're very numb, although they had to numb me a little bit more. I know that scares everyone. Because I was like, hey, I can kind of feel you poking. And so they're like, oops. And they like gave me even more drops or whatever.
Oh, man.
But the second it's only like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If that 10 to 15 minutes, I sat up, they pointed to a clock in the corner and they're like, what time it is? And I was like, oh, it's 10:10. Like, so you can see perfect immediately. But I remember I was filming something the next week and I looked like I was coked out.
Wow.
Like I still had all my broken blood vessels. It took multiple weeks.
Wow.
That's a bummer. I wonder if I went to the same guy because
Did you see Kelly Clarkson and Chris
I
Paul?
don't remember Kelly Clarkson and Chris Paul, but I do remember Weird Al and Drew Carey. And it was one of those things when I sat down there, they like handed me an iPad in the lobby, and it was just like celebrities saying like this guy did my eyes, and it's the best decision of my life. And so but he did the same thing of like, first off, what I remember is that he was like very buff. He's like a muscular, like kind of like TV doctor.
Yeah,
and
maybe that was my guy.
He and I'm not sure what version I got it before you, so they may have modernized the procedure, but they were still using a physical saw. Like so.
Jeez, what?
Yeah.
Jesus
So what I
Christ.
remember is I was lying back and I was mildly sedated and my eyes were numbed, and then I'm just watching a little circular saw come towards my eyeball. And then it traces around like it's peeling the top of a grape off of one eye.
Yeah.
And then it folded back. And then he was like, okay, don't move. And then you just see like a red light flashing for like 15 seconds. But when he folds the top layer of your eye back, my vision went completely blurry. I could not see anything. And then he folds it back on, repeats the process on the same eye, on the other eye rather. And then he sat me up, and same thing, super fast, faster than 15 minutes. Sat up, and then he's like, let me know what time it is. Like, kind of like threw it away, and I could see the clock on the opposite
Maybe
wall.
we had the same guy.
It might have been the same guy, yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Maybe that is
clock
what happened.
trick.
I know, right? And how many times a day? If it takes like 10 minutes to do this procedure, so he's knocking us out so much. Like, how many times does he do that?
Yes, yeah.
Like, go look over at the clock.
I wonder when he discovered that,
It's a
and I
clock
wonder
where
if,
like the minute hands are him flexing.
but it was the kind of thing like when I did it, I was like, I had a lot less money than I have now, but I was still like, I'm not going to spare. I financed some of it because I was like, I'm not going to the cheapest doctor. I'm going to like, I'm spending money. These are my fucking eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
What was your bank account difference from here then to now? Let's hear it.
I had like $4 less.
Oh wow.
But anyway, I mean, it's the best decision for everyone listening. Like, oh, I'll never do that because it was the best decision I ever made.
For sure.
Yeah, but the one thing, I don't know, an ex-boyfriend told me this. Again, he's a piece of shit, so who knows if this is right. He said I can't go to space now.
Whoa.
So
Sucks for you guys.
we're gonna, you and I are stuck. If everyone leaves us, if everyone does find Earth 2 and moves on, you and I, because he said that my eyes will like explode.
We're going to thrive in the wasteland. It'll be fine.
We're going to learn how to digest plastics.
Exactly, right.
But I don't think that can happen because it's glued on. Like, it's healed by now.
Yeah. I think you're probably fine, but I think it's like maybe a thing of...
Thank you. Thank you. Bad baby boy.
He's out there.
But anyways, he told me I can't
to
go
the Doughboys Patreon. Oh, yeah, that tracks. This all tracks.
He told me, I can't go to space.
I wonder, because I know there's a thing you can't pilot a commercial plane if you've had LASIK. Yeah.
But it makes your eyes better.
Well, I think it's just like an old precaution that comes from the Air Force or something like that, where certain eye surgeries disqualify you. I remember, I haven't looked into this in years.
Yeah.
But not that I have any plans to be a pilot, but he might be thinking it from the standpoint of like you can't be an astronaut. But I don't think you're necessarily banned from like going on a commercial space flight, you know?
What if my eyes explode?
That'd be intense. Can you imagine? Your eyes just popping and
it would
G's?
be intense,
That'd be
I guess
crazy.
you could say. I guess, I'd label that as intense.
Anyways,
Danny's eyes exploded.
I think about the apocalypse way. Don't we all? Anyways, that's the answer to all my stuff. It's because of the apocalypse.
What is your biggest fear of the apocalypse? Mine is like, I think that I would probably just die during the apocalyptic event.
Right.
Like, I think we all like to speculate that we like to imagine that we'll be among the thousands who survive instead of the billions who are vaporized, but I'm probably just dying right away.
I feel like I could murder someone if I needed to.
Yeah, I
can't
definitely
believe
could.
I'm saying this on record.
Yeah. No, I for sure could.
But then I don't want to have to live in that world. Like, it
Me
just
neither.
seems like the worst. My biggest fear would be I'd be the dumb one that gets pregnant. Everybody's always pregnant, and then there's always someone that's pregnant. And I'm like, can you just pull out, do anal? I don't know. Like, seriously, why are you letting someone raw dog every show, every
You can't
movie?
get too horny right around the apocalypse.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah,
That's
what are you,
true,
come
that's
on.
true.
I guess it is that sort of thing of if you were horny a few months before the apocalypse and the apocalypse happened, you know what I mean? It's not really anyone's
Right.
fault. But
I think A Quiet Place, she got pregnant like while
in the apocalypse.
no, like after all the shit had happened.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are you going to do at a certain point, though? You got to pass the time somehow. I kind of understand the instinct to repopulate the planet after.
No.
You think that once the apocalyptic event
In
happens, that
Quiet
should be the
Place,
last generation.
it's like no one's left. What are you gonna repopulate with? Just like you.
John Krasinski.
Also, you're bringing in the noisiest element possible.
That's true. How do you
into a
handle with a
quiet-
baby? Yeah.
yeah.
It just sounds like you want to fucking go wild on John Krasinski.
I don't know. Get to repopulating, John. So the thing that when I think and I really like apocalypse fiction but I haven't watched the TV show, but I played the video games, and in The Last of Us, Joel is always like missing coffee, and like anytime he comes across
God,
coffee, and
yeah.
I was like, I think about that. I drink coffee every morning, so
Right.
the idea of that being like scarce or non-existent that's like that would be a huge jarring thing. And so I think like the removal of those little pleasures or conveniences, also just hygiene. Like that's the other thing. And I'm just like, I feel like I'm a fairly hygienic person. I'm really into like washing my hands or whatever. So it's a big part of why I hate like camping, because I'm just like dirty all the time, you know?
I don't think you'll see an apocalypse, or if you do, it won't be the fun version of it.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
It'll be like the slow, it's too hot. Now like we're dead. You know what I mean? It won't be like
Yes.
there won't be like the wasteland. I mean, I don't know how well you do in that wasteland.
I don't think I'd do that well in the wasteland.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I
either.
also could rule it. Could you see me being like a ruling warlord of the wasteland?
Not if I'm around.
Is that fucking Weiger?
Is Danny still
Yeah,
alive?
yeah.
Just like a knife to your neck.
Jack Allison always said that if there was apocalypse, he was going to have me in like a gimp mask on like a leash.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I think I need water.
Yeah.
I need water pretty regularly.
Yeah,
That's the thing with my
very
autoimmune
hydrated.
stuff. Yeah. And if I don't, I get migraines. I get migraines that last for days. I need it to like flush my lymph nodes. And so if I'm restricted, that is a huge concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look, I'm not that afraid of an apocalypse ever.
I didn't say I was afraid.
I'm more afraid of ghosts. If we go
Okay.
back to ghosts, I remember I saw a thing on the Queen Mary. I was looking at a Queen Mary thing the other day, and it was like the longest ghost encounter. It was like 10 minutes where they were setting up on the Queen Mary, and there's like a lady in here.
Was there a video of it?
No, there's no video of
Just a
it.
description of it?
Just a description of
Yeah.
it. But it was like 10 minutes of a lady sitting in the room, and then she finally got up and disappeared. Ghosts scare me, Wags, and you know that the apocalypse doesn't scare me as much.
But why can you kind of brush off the apocalypse?
Because if the world ends, then I'm like, oh well,
That's it.
it's over. What the
Yeah,
what
sure.
the fuck? What then? What I don't care.
What if there's an apocalyptic event and you're trapped on the Queen Mary with a bunch of
That's
ghosts?
horrifying. That's so scary. I also feel like there would probably be a little bit more like, hey, we're here. You know what I mean? If it's the apocalypse.
True.
Right.
Join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to say I'm a very optimistic person. So I'm not here to bum y'all out. Like, I think
We
life
don't think
is
so.
gonna. Okay, I don't want anyone listening to be like, Danny thinks the world's gonna end tomorrow. I don't, and I'm also very hopeful.
Look,
I think it's gonna be fun.
the microplastics. I think things are gonna be fun
Yeah.
too.
Thank you.
The microplastics and nanoplastics now, it's scary. It is a scary thing to
Yeah.
think about.
For sure.
But we'll figure it out. Our country's really come together after the pandemic. We're like not divided.
I've never
at
been
all.
more
So,
united, yeah.
Everything's gonna be good. Howdy ho, eh? It's your boy the Spoon Man. I'm up here in Canada. Yeah, that's right. I'm here for the rest of the year, which means I'll be here for my birthday. And I'm a birthday guy. I like birthdays. But here's the thing about birthdays. They happen all year. That's right. That means there's probably someone you should be buying a gift for right now. Well, give them something really special with an Aura digital frame. Ranked the #1 digital picture frame by Wirecutter, Aura frames are easy to set up, update, enjoy. Plus, Aura frames can be preloaded with photos and gift messages, so whether you're giving the frame to your sister, grandma, or your mother-in-law, you can be sure your gift is personalized just for them. You know what? I can upload Wally and Irma for my mom, and she can see her grandkitties when she opens up her Aura frame. It's true. And you know who else I share a lot of memories with? My sister. And you know what? I've given her an Aura frame, and she loves it because I'm in there. There's a few photos of me. There's photos of my mom, some trips we've taken together, some great family memories over the year, me eating sandwiches. They're all in that Aura frame for my sister. It's true. It's in her living room. She loves it. And you know what the best part is? Is that Aura frame comes with unlimited storage. All you need is the free Aura app and a Wi-Fi connection, and you can upload as many photos and videos as you want year-round. Featuring more than 130 gift guides, selected 3 times as one of Oprah's favorite things, named the #1 digital picture frame by Wirecutter, The Strategist, and Wired, recommended by Fast Company, The Wall Street Journal, Forbes, and high-end home design publications. Hey, if Oprah loves it, you're going to love it, right? It's one of her favorite things. Right now, Aura is having their very first friends and family sale, and they've got an exclusive offer just for our listeners. For a limited time only, you can get $35 off their best-selling frame by visiting auraframes.com and using the promo code Doughboys at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code Doughboys. This is the best offer of the season, so don't miss out. Terms and conditions apply. Check it out. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Spoon Man, and I'm up here in Canada. You know what? I'm thinking about my friends. I'm thinking about Judge John Hodgman, a guy I love. You know why I'm thinking about him? Because he's going on the road. That's right. Judge John Hodgman, Road Court. Judge John Hodgman and bailiff Jesse Thorne are bringing their mix of comedy, pop culture, obsession, and sheer, unadulterated fake legal wisdom on the road and to the stage, and you can get tickets now. All you got to do is go to MaximumFun.org/events/events, and you can check out all the tour dates. There's a bunch of tour dates. A few of them are sold out. They're going quick. If they're in your city, I suggest you check them out. And hey, if you got a case that would be good for the live show, submit your case at MaximumFun.org/JJHO. We love Judge John Hodgman, and we love Jesse Thorne. Check out those shows. You're going to have a blast. Do it.
Okay, so I wanted to, because you're talking about your diet, and I have a relative who I won't dox who has celiac, and it's the kind of thing of like a lot of times there are a lot of people who opt to be gluten-free.
Yeah.
And so you have to be like, I feel like hyper rigid about it if you are someone who actually, you know, your body can't handle it, because a lot of people are kind of loosey-goosey with it. So they're not worried about like the separation in the kitchen or whatever like that. But anyway, I was with them, and we're at a family meal at a restaurant, and they like asked about the mashed potatoes specifically, because the mashed potatoes were not gluten-free. They had flour for thickening. And that's the sort of thing I just would never think to even ask about. But you must encounter that stuff eating out all the time.
Yeah, soup, salad dressing, like, hash browns. You think you're safe.
Hash browns.
And, and a lot of times they put pancake powder in them.
Oh, yeah,
or
sure.
pancake batter to, I don't know, make them taste better. So, yeah, it's not the most, but people act very offended when you can't have it. Or like you're very LA.
Right.
Not being able to have bread that's a tough one.
It's
tricky.
tricky.
Tough.
Yeah.
That is tricky.
Do you like do you have like something like rice flour or anything like that? Do you have any alternate flours?
Will you do gluten-free bread? Like, will you do gluten-free bread or no?
To some extent, I feel like for some of us that are really sensitive, gluten-like products can also kind of trigger a reaction.
Oh, interesting.
Or like other grains.
Yeah.
The thing I miss the most is spaghetti. Like, I just love regular, and pizza. Like, I like Mod Pizza, actually. They have good gluten-free pizza, and they have they have gluten-free and cauliflower. And I like it because you can make your own pizza there.
Yeah.
And they don't judge you. I put the most randomest shit on there. I think a lot of times they think I'm vegan because I always get the vegan cheese and then I just cover it with bacon. And they're like, you'd be surprised. I'm like, do people really do? They're like, you'd be surprised. The people who like call themselves vegan, but then
why do you do the vegan cheese out of curiosity?
Oh, I can't have dairy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're
So-
living my apocalypse.
I found other things. There's now, like, if you go to whatever, like, food now in the ice cream aisle, it's like coconut ice cream, or now they have avocado ice cream, which is kind of crazy. Oat milk ice cream. Like, they're really basically we're taking over, is what I was gonna say.
Right.
There's more of us.
Not if we can help it, right, wives?
I think it's because of all that. Like, growing up, I would eat Gusher. There's nothing in nature that looks like a Gusher.
No,
There's
for
nothing
sure.
like, my parents would constantly feed us like McDonald's and Burger King because it was cheap. And now I'm like, oh, that's why I can't eat anything.
Yeah.
What is a Gusher but a juicy raspberry down in the forest?
That's neon. It's Mountain Dew colored.
Some of them may be Mountain Dew colored, which there's berries that are green, right, Wags?
Oh yeah, there's a odd underripe green berry. Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying because I ate so many processed snacks. I would say that was
100%.
most of my diet probably when I was young was like processed, like cereals and and like liquid cheeses and just like the nastiest shit, which I love and I'm happy to eat anytime I have the opportunity to eat it.
Yeah.
But it can't be good for your body. And that probably alters your biology.
Yeah, now your testicles are filled with fucking microplastics.
I love that y'all are being. I love that they said just men, because you fucking know if you go and like look at my eggs, I'm sure there's a fuck ton of plastics in them. And
Yes,
it's like a little
right.
Easter egg or something. But I love that you're being blamed for it. But if our like egg and sperm combined, then yeah, we'd have a little Lego baby. So. But I love that they haven't
Mr.
even.
Elastic. Yeah, it's who knows what type of plasticky person we would have.
Yeah.
But but you're right. This is not all men's fault, right? Why?
Yeah, that Lego baby and be like, he's got daddy's hog. It's nice and smooth.
Well, I would hope he had daddy's hog. What are you talking about?
Like there's nothing there.
Yeah, I get it. I get that the Lego baby has nothing. Remember, the Graduate talks about plastics.
He does talk about
They've
plastics.
been pushing
in The
this agenda
Graduates.
for a
Yeah,
long time.
It's a
is
big
what I
thing.
wanna say. Yeah.
It's all like it's one of those things when you look at when plastics began being manufactured, and then just so much of them were basically made in a century. It's just like this enormous change, societal change happens.
They should go back to. I think they should go back to glass bottles for a lot of things.
I love glass. I love glass. I
glass.
love aluminum.
I love glass too.
Yeah, glass is great.
Glass is great.
Yeah.
The movie too. Loves it. Love it.
Hey, M. Night.
M. Night. Busta Rhymes. Saw him there.
Okay.
You saw Busta Rhymes seeing Glass, the movie
That's
Glass.
right. Yeah.
And what did you say to him? Remind me.
Well, I was walking out of the theater and I stopped in between his legs and I said, "Thank you for everything you've done." And he was very nice and he shook my hand.
That's great.
In between his legs.
I was standing in between his legs like this, basically, and I shook his hand. It was great.
Thank
was
you
great.
for everything you've done. Anything specific? No.
I said thank you for all your work. And he was very kind.
That's
he was,
great.
Aw.
He was great, and he was loving the movie. I told you that. He did snore at one point during
Jesus.
the movie, but he was loving it.
Are you sure it was him?
No, I stopped in between some random guy's legs.
No,
and
I
said,
mean, no. Are you sure it was him who was snoring?
Oh yes, no.
That's what I meant.
It was.
It's
He was
definitely
like
him.
he was like where you are to me. That's like how close. We
Okay,
were.
okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Celsius a little bit? This is the energy drink that you said you had something of an addiction to.
Yeah, that goes against my autoimmune stuff by saying that.
Oh.
Right.
But no, it is like it brands itself as like a healthier energy drink.
Right.
You said you were drinking a lot of them.
I was
too.
drinking a lot of them, yeah, and I would rationalize them as like, oh, it's like a post-workout thing, but I had to cut myself off at a certain point because it was becoming like just a routine.
I always thought it was just like green tea on steroids.
Right.
And I would have one a day. I want to say that. I would sip on it like mostly throughout the morning.
That's not crazy.
No, but one of my girlfriends was like working an event for them, and she was like, "Dani, these girls they drink like 3 or 4 of them a day."
Wow.
And then they're like, "Why do I have so much anxiety?" Probably because you're chugging.
That's
energy
probably what it
There's
is.
so much
Yeah.
caffeine.
Mhm.
Yeah. Have you had a Celsius, Mitch? You're not a big caffeine guy.
I have no. I do Coke or Diet Coke is like the most caffeine I'll do.
No, I do Coke.
I didn't
Love
mean like
it.
that. I didn't mean I drink.
Do you
Coke.
think
That's
that
gonna
Coke
be
should
so
be?
sad.
But speaking of bringing back the classics, remember when they had Coke and
put a
Coca-Cola?
little bit of Coke in there?
Would that hurt anyone?
No, I don't know. I'd try it.
Yeah, but what if it
People
like
think
opened
you're.
your world? What if you
People,
had the
people
best?
think you got LASIK all the time. You did LASIK again?
I've never tried cocaine, so I don't know what that experience would like. I think I get very anxious as the drop indicated, so I think that might send me through the roof. We'll see. I'd try it though.
Do you know the thing with Busta Rhymes that was annoying during the movie?
What's that?
Like his partner had the popcorn and he kept saying like, "Give me some more."
So today we're talking about sweet potatoes. This is the Garden of Eatin.
Give me some more.
Yeah, no, we got it.
Just cry after a bit doesn't work.
Oh, big baby boy.
Big baby bad boy.
Sweet potatoes are native to South America in the region that is now Ecuador. They have been cultivated for at least 5,000 years, and sweet potatoes are sometimes called yams in the Americas, even though they are a different species. North American soft sweet potatoes resemble African yams, so that's where things kind of got conflated. Sweet potatoes began to spread worldwide during the 16th century and began.
What is? Oh, sorry. I just want to know what the hell the difference is between the two of them.
It's. I was reading through it and I was trying to figure out a way to reduce it, and it's pretty complex botanically. But they're like basically completely different organisms, and a sweet potato is actually closer to a regular potato than it is to a yam, even though visually the yam and sweet potatoes seem very similar.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like the difference between like a cranberry and a pear. It's like they're very, very different like species of vegetable. They are nutritious and easy to grow. They've become a staple food in numerous cultures worldwide, and they are a good source of dietary fiber and a great source of vitamin A and beta carotene. Today, China produces 55% of the global sweet potato crop. And I didn't know this, Mitch. An ocarina is sometimes referred to as a sweet potato by ocarina enthusiasts. So how about that?
That's funny.
Yeah, that's fun, right?
Yeah, that is fun.
I want to know who's the first person to be like, look at those yams, and someone to be like, are you talking about my body? Like, how did that get started?
Yeah.
Great question.
You look like what?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious the etymology of that.
What are yams? What are they? What are they? Are they the butt
They're
or the
sweeter.
leg? Or no, I'm saying
No, they're like your thighs, right?
Got it. Okay.
Yams are I've heard gams, but maybe gams. No. People say yams too.
Oh, so did it start with gams?
That's what I wonder if it was gams and then became yams or vice versa.
Oh,
I don't know.
That'd be so embarrassing if it was gams this whole time.
No, I've heard yams. I've definitely heard
thank
yams.
God.
I think you're right. I had that association.
Bernstein.
Have we heard yams over at the producer's desk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank
Yeah,
God.
this is a thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a song. Can I get to the yams? Sweet yams.
What the hell?
And it's just like, never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
Dude, do you know whose song that is?
No, not off the top of my head.
You know what's so sweet
Wonder if
potato
Busta
is a
rhymes.
cute. That's what I call my dog. I definitely
That
say
is
that
cute.
Yeah.
Sweet potato. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
I like that.
Does your dog like sweet potatoes? You ever tried that?
Yeah. Actually, I put it in her. Y'all, this is insane. She's 17.
17. Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Talk about like surviving
What kind of dog is she?
She's a Beagle Boston Terrier. She's like a
Cute.
mini Beagle. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see I made on her 17th birthday a couple of weeks ago. I made a full video of her from puppy to now.
Aw.
That's cute as hell.
She's so cute. Before we started, we were talking about like those old ladies that live to be 104, and they're like, all I do is drink wine and smoke.
Yeah.
And she reminds me of that. No, she has a good diet though. She has food allergies like me.
Yeah.
They always say the pups take after their owners. So.
Interesting. I never thought about that from a diet standpoint. But
I feel most dogs now,
Yeah.
speaking of how shitty our food system is, most dogs I feel have food allergies. or
right, because
develop
pet food,
allergies.
there are even fewer
Right.
precautions.
Yeah.
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 Wally and Irma like snacks. I'm actually weirdly not a huge snacker. I know I have a snack next to me right now, so it seems like I'm lying. But it's the truth.
Yes.
I'm not a big snacker.
You're more team meal than team
I'm
snacks.
team meal.
That's
over
where I
team
stand
snack.
too. I'm
Yeah.
definitely more of a meal guy. You're more of a meal person or a snacker.
Yeah, and meat.
Yeah.
Like, just sorry the way I said that. And meat. I just need like a big meat entree.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite meat?
What's my favorite? Honestly, you know what? I'm a lot of like a hot dog person.
So we talked about Doghouse when we had you on previously.
Of course.
You're
and
still
then
eating a lot of
all
hot
those
dogs.
Can
Yeah,
you
that's
imagine
right.
if I still had? They sent me like hundreds of hot dogs.
Yes.
And then the second I should have put them. I don't know what happened. I was like trying to defrost them. They sent me hundreds, and I appreciate that. Although at some point I was like, I should not be having a hot dog a day. It was like in the height of the pandemic. Yes,
Our buddy Adam Gertley sent us a bunch of dogs. Yeah.
I love hot dogs.
Yeah.
Thank you again. I mean, we loved those dogs.
They were great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We love them.
Yes. I'll have 2 hot dogs a day.
No, I know. I'm saying I want more, you fool. I'm trying to get us more dogs.
And you know what's so funny is because I'm just saying, like at Mod or other places, I think you can put honey on your pizza crust. You know,
okay,
it's a thing.
Sure, yeah.
So remember I said like, oh, they should do that at Doghouse where you can put honey. And so they sent me honey. Like they literally sent me a thing of honey.
Fun.
That's awesome.
But
we went Slimer on those dogs, you and I. we came out of our fridge with hot dogs in our mouths.
Right.
I love it, but no bun for you. You're just cooking them up.
I guess I sound a little crazy unless it's like a gluten-free bun. But yeah, that's why I like my meat on a stick. I'm like a meat on a stick girl. But yeah, you can catch me like downtown, those hot dogs that are the bacon wrapped hot dogs, street dogs, LA street dogs.
Yeah.
My gosh.
What do you do in a scenario like that? Do you just have them putting it in a little sleeve or whatever?
And everyone watches me eat it, just the wiener. And I don't care. I asked it for without a bun. And you know what? They're probably really fucking used to that because they're in LA.
Right.
Yeah.
But do you do any of the accoutrements? Do you throw on like peppers or whatever?
Yeah, and the onion.
This is insane. It just seems so.
It seems so messy.
It seems so messy.
Yeah, I guess so. And the pickled onions.
Love pickled onions.
You know,
I asked for more today in my salad.
Love pickled onions.
Yeah. I'm also like street taco person.
Yeah,
that is something I can have more of because a lot of times it's with corn tortillas.
Right.
I don't have the cilantro gene. I'm sorry for y'all that have that tastes like soap. I get cilantro, onions, like all of that.
Love all that. Yeah.
Love it.
Let's talk about sweet potatoes specifically. So why did you want to talk about sweet potatoes?
Love all
that. It was
that.
one of the few things that I could eat. I did say, avocado, but that's a fruit because y'all are like covering veggies right now.
Yeah, we go fruits are over on the Patreon. But I don't know if we would have been too pedantic about it if you'd wanted to talk about avocado.
Oh no, there was no way.
You think you would have just DQ'd it? But we can touch on avocado here.
Oh, I eat it everything. I think it's why my skin looks so good. My mom uses it for everything, and she looks like 20 years younger than she is.
With avocado, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, she made me an avocado hair mask. I haven't used it recently. She made me an avocado face mask, which is like avocado, honey. I'm forgetting some things in it, but I also eat it every single day. It's great.
How are you eating an avocado when you have it?
A lot of times I'll mix it with meat. So like maybe turkey or something, and I'll cut up avocado in a cube. I'll put it in my smoothie in the morning to get it more thicker. I put it on my tacos. I love it any way I can get it.
You can just, and this was a thing that I picked up from Natalie, is like, you can just eat that sumbitch plain. Like, you can just you can take that and you can just take out half an avocado and you just put a little olive oil and some salt and pepper on it. And you can just eat that as a snack. And you know what? It's good as hell.
So good. And it's like, it keeps me, sustained. But like, speaking of my autoimmune issues, if I have that, then I know like, okay, my blood sugar isn't going to crash anytime soon. Yeah.
You just eat it plain? I mean, I guess you can eat it plain.
Well, not plain, but like, yeah, you can season that a little bit and you have that like a snack.
I feel like if we followed what you ate for a month, we'd look much better. We should.
I also have fun stuff.
I know, but even still, I mean, just getting the gluten out of your. Well, I was going to ask you that question is like with some hot dogs and stuff like that. Did they not put like they'll never?
Are they injecting the wiener with gluten?
Yeah, is there any?
That would be
do they ever use it as
insane.
like a mixing agent? That's what I was wondering.
Into the wieners,
and
I don't know.
Like when they mix the meat and then they tube it. You know what I mean? I was wondering if they did that. But have you been to Red Lion? They have a great sausage plate.
Oh, Red Lion, yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't. I've normally been there when people are drinking, so I haven't had their sausage.
Yeah.
But I think we talked about this. That I grew up in Texas,
yes.
So I'm glad. I feel like having meat is my one saving grace because they're like, this bitch can't have gluten and like dairy and then I'm like, I can't have the brisket though. And they're like, okay, she's cool. So that when I visit, I feel like is my, yeah.
Are you someone with a palate for barbecue? Is there anything in LA that compares to anything in San Antonio?
Our friend. I just called him our friend. I mean, he is
our friend. Casey is a big barbecue enthusiance.
really?
From Florida, yeah.
No, I should never have called him our friend.
Yeah, sorry, Casey.
It just changes everything. Moosecraft you just went to, and it's been in my head since you said you went there. I want to try it out. But of course the other big one is Bloodsoe's.
Bloodsoe's
is good, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I went to school in Austin, and I feel that's where like so many barbecue places have settled.
Right.
How weird was it then? Did it get weirder?
I feel it used to be weirder. I feel a lot of people from here moved there.
Right.
Bought up all the land and the homes, which used to be a lot cheaper and aren't anymore.
Doughboy Studios is definitely moving there soon. So just prepping everyone who works for us to let them know.
I just went there in March. I went to one of our basketball games. It was so much fun. I love Austin so much, and I haven't been
in a while, but I love it.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to
it's
cut you
okay.
off. Yeah.
Wait, did you go to a UT basketball game?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. I feel we're annoying. We like stick together. I know like every UT person out here, so it's a very Texan thing.
But this is the thing of I know it's like a big part of like the collegiate identity there, and like I went to UCLA, and it's just like there's basketball and there's a football program, but no one's as like live or die with it, you know. It's less of a thing. But I don't know. I think that's kind of fun of that sort of like when you're at a major college program that really, really is like, that's their whole thing. And that's the entire Saturday,
that's where all our money went.
Yeah. I mean, it's maybe ruinous for the economy, but.
Well, I was like a kinesiology major, so I wanted to be a sports journalist. Yeah. So I was actually in exercise science, and I remember like all the football players were and they had like brand new Nike tracksuits and like Nike shoes. Shout out Nike if you want to send me anything. But I remember they would be like, "Oh the school like pays for my books," and I was like, "I pay for your books."
Yes, right.
I pay for your books.
Nike
the rest of us.
Nike sends us a bunch of hot dogs. Yeah, it's
which I'm not super into. I got into our sports actually during our strike. I was like, what else is there to do? And so I would go to like a bar, an Austin bar that was here in Hollywood with like other UT people.
There's
and
an
just
Austin
like drink.
bar.
There was. It was called Justin Queso's. It was really funny. It was packed to hell, and we had a really good year this past year.
Yeah.
So I would go with Gabriel Luna, who's also from Austin, and he would get us like tequila shots every time we scored. And so it was just like, I was like, I don't have to be anywhere tomorrow. So anyways, I decided that I was going to make it my entire personality this past fall. And then I kind of like got way too into it accidentally.
Just going to the.
Yeah. Cause then I actually cared how we did.
Wow.
Are you a San Antonio Spurs fan at all?
Kind of. I feel like because I didn't actually grow up there. So my dad has a lot of family there, but I'll root for them. Like if they're in the finals, I'll be for them. But I went to high school outside of Dallas. So they would take us to the Mavs games like for high school day or whatever. So I kind of grew up more watching them.
More into the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you're sitting next to, and we're recording this before this releases, but you're sitting next to a Celtics fan.
I know.
Right now, his franchise seems poised to win a title. Yeah.
Wow.
He.
You're also my favorite Boston person.
Wow, that's you know what?
More
That's
so than
also
Shieldsy?
not even really saying that.
There's a lot. Who is your favorite Boston person?
Me.
No, but like who is there like an actor or director? Like who's your favorite that you're like, this is a good guy? Because not all of them are good.
That's a good point.
I'm very much an Affleck defender. I like Affleck.
I like Damon and Affleck.
I like both those guys.
I like people kind of turned on Damon a little bit. I feel like in the last few years, but I'm trying to think of other.
I feel people have turned on Ben.
People. I mean, I think it's like what did Damon? Well, I don't know. They both have gotten in trouble for different things. Yeah, Damon and Affleck, but. I stand by those guys. Not on everything.
Can you imagine if you said you didn't? Like I don't even know.
No.
You would have your B card pulled.
I like those guys still, and I think that they're pretty intelligent guys, and that's helpful.
Yeah, and they make interesting choices. I feel like career wise, you know, I like the movies Affleck directs. I like that he seems to be kind of picky there. I like that he showed his hog in Gone Girl, but then apparently it ended up being CGI, which
we were
is a
very
bummer.
disappointed.
Yeah, so
not like Barry Keoghan. He was like
Oh,
Look at
right.
this hog.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen Saltburn, but I've heard about the hog.
And people are like, this has to be a fake hog, but it was a real hog.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him.
Some of those guys are just really get to show it off. Congrats.
God bless him.
Congrats, Barry. I don't know what else great could go happening for you. You fucking
Right?
movie star, huge hog.
Banging Sabrina Carpenter.
Is he with Sabrina
Oh,
Carpenter?
yeah. She's the only one. Also, his Instagram is just following her. So
Oh, that's so
nice.
sweet. Fuck off, Barry.
Barry, you can slide in my DMs. I don't stand with them. Okay, wait. Who's your favorite Boston person, though? Do you know?
I think that it has to be. I think
The
it has to
duo.
be. I think it has to be the. I mean, like besides
Damon and
sports
Affleck.
figures, if
Yeah.
you're talking about like actor, celebrity
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else who's like.
Yeah.
Isn't well Chris Pine and then Chris.
Oh, Chris Pine's from there?
Or is it Chris Hemsworth is from there? Oh no,
Definitely
no,
not
no,
Chris Hemsworth.
Nope, not Chris Hemsworth. He's
I'm
Australian.
dead.
Yes.
Wait, who? It was one. Chris Evans.
Chris Evans is
Okay.
from Boston.
Chris Evans is
Okay.
from Boston. He seems like
He
I've
seems like a good guy.
I've heard that when people who have like worked with him, like he'll like they'll go back to his place and like party with him, which I'm
Yeah.
like, that's cool as hell. It sounds fun. And
I hear
that-
everything
like,
about everyone, every guy, and I haven't heard I haven't heard bad stuff about him.
Evans seems like a nice guy, so
Yeah.
he's good.
Here's one I wasn't expecting. Uma Thurman, apparently a Bostonian. Also, Maura Tierney.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Couple of good
Maura
actors.
Tierney, she's great.
Yeah.
Like Maura Tierney, fuck, like her.
I feel like it's a big thing for like the people who it's their identity. That
Right.
I equate to that as us Texans.
Yes, it is. It is. I think
Like
it is
Matthew
a big.
McConaughey. It's like it's Texas. He's at every Texas game. He has to like he's from Texas. And like Seth
And-
MacFarlane
Yes.
and Affleck and Damon, it's like we're from Boston and that's going to be in our work.
It is kind of sad that like the biggest, not whatever. I'm not gonna start a beef with Barstool Sports, but it is like I feel like it's like the new age of celebrities are kind of online people.
Yeah, that's part of the Boston ecosystem. Hey, buddy, it's Weiger. The Doughboys are coming to Toronto. Sunday, September 29th, me and Mitch will be at the Danforth Music Hall with amazing special guests. Wow. Doughboys in Canada. That's right, the Burger Boy is about to join A&W's burger family. Looking forward to getting to know that teen burger. It'll be my first time in Toronto and our first Doughboys live show in Toronto. And for our listeners in America and elsewhere in the world, Toronto is the capital of Canada's largest province, Ontario. I know the actual capital of Canada is Ottawa. I'm brushing up on my leaf lore. Doughboys Live in Toronto. Get your tickets at birdfuck.com. That's birdfuck.com. Wow. Can we talk about sweet potatoes a little bit? We got
Oh, it's an hour. It's been an hour.
well, this is going great. We're having a lovely conversation.
So I guess we can talk. Yeah, but let's talk
Let's talk about sweet potatoes a little
Do
bit.
it.
Okay, so
I mean, we never really answered my Boston question. It's fine. It's fine.
what was your Boston
I
question?
mean, can you just list some more people that are from Boston there?
Hold on.
Oh my God.
You didn't if you're including celebrities, I mean, we can include Bill Russell and Bill Walton, R.I.P. And then those are both Celtics greats. So I have some.
Those are big, but they're not
Fandom
really
of?
from.
Not
That's
from
the
there.
thing. It's like, are
Yeah.
you associating people with it from, or because like Tom Brady's from like Northern California, right?
I think there is
hold
the
on.
thing of the chip on your shoulder. I also never thought I would be in L.A. ever. I think that it is like a lot of it. Like it can feel like a working class city in a lot of ways. Not that I had
Sure.
I was a little baby boy, a little pampered baby,
Bad baby.
bad
Bad
baby boy. but I think that I never thought I would be in this industry at all. And I think that there is a camaraderie. I love the city. It's a great city. It gets a lot of shit, and rightfully so in a lot of ways.
It's hard to find a comprehensive listing. This is listing based on social media presence. So this isn't quite, this is obviously a little bit skewed towards modern. Chris Evans, Ben Affleck, John Cena,
I like John Cena.
Cena, that's
Jennifer
another one.
Coolidge,
Mhm.
Mark Wahlberg,
Coolidge is a big one.
Matt Damon, John Krasinski,
Okay.
who we mentioned
Hey,
earlier.
Krasinski.
Hey.
Steve Carell, Megan Trainor, Elizabeth Banks, Uma Thurman, Amy Poehler, Kurt
Mhm.
Russell,
A lot of people.
Mindy Kaling, and Joe Keery.
I don't know, 2 of the Office people, Steve Carell and John Krasinski.
Yeah, how about that?
Isn't
Boston?
BJ Novak too?
I mentioned again, this is a comprehensive list. This was by people by
We got a
social
lot of the
media presence.
Office. We got a lot of the Office crew.
Yeah.
Dang, that
Anyways,
makes sense.
I love Boston. I hope we win the championship, Wags. I know
Yeah.
that doesn't make you happy, but I hope that we win it. At this point, it will be decided.
It will be decided by the time this episode is out.
Wait,
Yeah, I mean,
who's your team?
I'm from SoCal, so I'm a Laker fan.
Right, of course,
Yeah.
you said that.
So I'm rooting
How am I
against.
going to drop out of the Hollywood Handbook show if we go up 3-0?
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
I know. I don't
We're
want
recording this
to. I'm not
before-
trying to.
We're recording this before game
If they
3.
if they win Wednesday, I gotta drop out of the Hollywood Handbook show, and I need your help.
You need my help to do it.
They're so
go?
scary.
Can I go dressed as you?
Please,
Oh,
God,
so
I would love.
great.
I honestly, last night I was gonna ask Gabriel. So I'll be like, I'll pay you whatever you want to go as me to the show.
Perfect.
It's going to be very funny. People listening to this who will have watched the Hollywood Handbook live stream while you were there during Game 4, while the Celtics were up 3-0 because you were too scared to back out of it.
I am so scared to back out. No, I will. I mean, it depends on what happens when, but I gotta do something. Anyway,
see.
we gotta
Sweet
talk about sweet
potatoes.
potatoes.
Yes, that's right. Okay, so here's what I'll say.
'Kay.
Sweet potatoes, we didn't have a lot of growing up in my house, though we just had them, but we did have them, but I feel like it was more of like a holiday thing. And it's now a very regular part of my diet. I eat sweet potatoes all the time. We bake sweet potatoes at home. I love to puree them. I love to mash them. It's baked. I feel it can almost just be an entree in and of itself. And hey, you know what else? I love a sweet potato fry when I'm out at a restaurant.
Oh, yes.
That's a hoot.
Sweet potato fries, man, they're good, but they're not as good as regular fries.
They're not as good as
Wags?
regular
I
fries,
don't
but it's
agree with you.
it's a situational thing
you
where sometimes
like
you
them
want the
more?
sweet potato
Yes.
fries. You like them more.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But honestly, this feels crazy. Like, I feel they just became popular the past decade.
Yeah,
It's
for
almost
sure.
like Smashburger made them popular or something, you know?
Yeah, it's I mean, I remember when they kind of came onto the scene, and the first context I remember them being around was like, oh, we've got like half fries, half sweet potato fries. We
Yeah.
mix them in.
Get that bullshit out of here.
That's fun, Mitch. That's a lot of fun. What's wrong with that?
You know who used to do a good version of that, actually?
Who?
Cafe 101. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that was great.
No.
That's a fun platter.
I like regular fries more than sweet potato fries.
That's fine, but sweet potato fries, sometimes you want those,
Oh,
and
they're
some
so
people like
good.
sweet potato fries more. You like them more.
Yeah, I do. I just salty, and they put, a little like when they spice them up, when they put on a little show with them. But
Yeah.
I think they were marketed as being healthier, right?
I think
than
they're-
regular fries.
They're inherently more fibrous, so yeah, they're a little
Oh.
bit more healthy.
It's like wheat
and they have more
bread versus
nutrients.
white bread.
Yeah,
basically.
sure.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah, I feel like they're less heavy than just regular fries. At least I feel like when I'm taking down a basket of them.
Sweet potato fries come out. I say they're orange. That's weird. That's one thing that I mark off for sweet potato fries. Weird. They're orange.
That's fun though.
I don't know how fun it is.
I think it's pretty fun.
I don't want to eat a pumpkin.
Does that mean you're getting more keratin?
You
you
do
go.
get more carrot, which is good for you.
Yeah.
I think also like. I just think a French fry is so perfect. It's one of my favorite
Yeah,
foods.
of course, fries are great.
And it
I
just
love fries.
when a table orders sweet potato fries, I think if you got fries and sweet potato fries, I'll be happy. I just never want sweet potato fries over fries.
Situationally, sometimes I do want sweet potato fries
Yeah.
over
All right.
fries. So I like
Hey.
that the option exists.
My mom she makes sweet potatoes all the time. She throws them in the oven and
Yeah.
for hours. You got to cook them for a while, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they take a while to bake to soften up, and I don't think you'd want to bite into one raw. But are you?
Which I'm going to do today.
What kind of dipping sauce do you do, or can you do any dipping sauces?
I guess in that regard, I'm kind of a loser.
You're not. You're not a loser because you don't have dipping sauces.
I don't know. No, but like, do you know what I mean when they bring them out? And I'm trying to think of what's on them, and I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like maybe they put a little like, I don't know if it's garlic and this not cilantro, but there's definitely fucking stuff on them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they go in the other direction and they put like cinnamon.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, have you had the what?
I'm smelling the sweet potatoes and they're laughing at me. This is we hand around the vegetable. We look at it and
Perfect.
and I'm gonna take a little bite of it too. We'll
Okay.
see how this is.
Do it.
Oh yeah, this is not edible right now.
You can make like dog little chewies of these.
You
Have
just
done
like
that?
dry them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You cut them in these little discs and you can make like for your dog.
Wow.
Do
I'm gonna be
that.
honest with you. Just eating it raw, not cooked, not bad. I mean, there's almost no taste to it.
Yeah.
But
You
not
take
bad.
just a little nibble of the flesh.
A little. Has no smell at all. If we would like to hand around these.
Okay, it has a tiny bit of a smell. Do you have COVID?
I think long COVID, honestly. This one smells like dirt.
Is this a sweet? Oh yeah, because they're different colors. Well, this is different too. This is a purple sweet potato.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
I can smell this one a little bit more.
There's a bunch of different varietals. I don't have them all listed out here, but yeah, the purple sweet potato is a little different.
There's a lot of people that don't like sweet potato pie.
I like sweet potato pie. Sweet potato pie is a...
Do you?
grab one of those,
No,
yeah.
they do pumpkin. They won't do sweet potato pie.
Yeah, I like a sweet potato pie. We had pumpkin pie when I was a kid, and but I mean, I love it. I've had some good ones.
You got the Duel of Fates going on right now.
Bum, 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 bum. Fuck, man, that movie's so cool.
What would be so cool? What would be so cool if the sweet potatoes turn into
That'd be
lightsabers?
fucking sick as
Oh,
hell.
whoops.
Here, you want to try a little bite?
Yeah, I guess I will. I don't know.
I mean, it's not anything bad.
No, I know.
It's crazy that how much they change. I've never taken a bite of raw sweet potato. It's crazy how much they change when you cook them.
It's more like it's pretty insubstantial. It's more like a raw carrot than I anticipated.
Right.
Which I like a raw carrot without blinking an eye, but I never think they're raw
Aren't
sweet
they in the
potato.
same family?
I think they are, yeah.
So wait, what the hell is the difference between these and yams?
They're fucking different. I don't know. What do you want from me?
I was just asking.
Oh, I'll look it up.
I
I didn't think we were going to get into the details of it. I thought it would be enough that I would just
Okay.
say they're different species, but I'll look it up.
What's squash?
Oh God.
Squash is
And there's-
different.
Right.
And I'm chewing so much.
And then wait, it's marshmallows and yams. Is that what it is on Thanksgiving?
Yes, but I think those
Yeah.
are actually sweet potatoes.
Oh my God.
And who even
What
knows
is-
all
Now I
of
just typed
this?
marshmallows into Bing because you said that. Hold on, that's not what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's my fault.
It is your fault. I got it in my head. Sweet potatoes versus yam.
Wait,
What's
what
the
other
deal?
sweet
Squash
potato
is a
stuff?
gourd.
Squash is
Squash
a
is a
gourd.
gourd.
Thing,
That's right.
yeah,
Yes,
right.
yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Oh my gourd.
What were you asking?
Wait, what other sweet potato based products have you had? Other than fries? Sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie.
Sweet
I have
potato
had.
chips?
Sweet potato chips I do not like. I've had them before, but they are just
Too
They're-
healthy.
they're just like not. It's just like the texture is also slightly off. I feel like with the sweet potato chips. You know what I'm talking about? Like I feel like a potato chip is like has such a crisp to it, and then you have the sweet potato chip, and it's kind of like you didn't get the same crunch or whatever. I like sweet potatoes, by the way. I know that I'm giving a hard time to sweet potatoes. I like a potato more than I like a sweet potato.
Okay.
But I do like sweet potatoes, and I think the best way to have a sweet potato is fresh out of the oven with some butter in it. That's the way I like a sweet potato.
Okay, I asked Bing Copilot, what is the difference between sweet potatoes and yams? Sweet
Copilot.
potatoes originated in Central or South America. They have long, tapered, tuberous roots with smooth skin that can vary in color. The flesh can be white, orange, or even purple. Yams come from Africa and Asia. They grow very large, much larger than sweet potatoes can. They can grow up to 5 feet and weigh up to 132 pounds. They are a cylindrical shape with brown, rough, bark-like skin that softens after heating, and they are distinct from sweet potatoes due to their size and skin.
132 pounds?
Yeah, they can be big
What?
boys. Yeah, not always, but they can grow that big. And they have more carbs, fiber, potassium, vitamin C, B6, and E than sweet potatoes.
Wow.
Aren't they sweeter? Are they sweeter, or did I make that up in my head?
I don't know if there's a clear characterization on which one's inherently sweeter, but I think of yams as sweeter,
Yeah,
but it might also
sweeter.
just be how they're prepared.
Oh,
I don't
right.
know.
I
I don't know.
Oh, that with like the caramelized, sugar. And,
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Cinnamon.
You can put cinnamon on sweet potatoes with some butter, right? Like
I
this-
think it's maybe kind of and I think these two species are actually closer, but it's kind of like a bananas and plantains. Like they're similar enough,
Got it.
but they've got their own unique characteristics and they're used differently.
I think sweet potato seems confused. Is it? Is it?
I'm not confused about it.
I'm saying, is it the side dish? Is it savory? Is it sweet? It's all over.
It's all these things. That's part of its greatness as a vegetable. Is that it's got a bunch of utilities, got a bunch of versatility.
Makes
you
me
can
not
have
trust
it
it
as a
as
side.
much.
You can have it as
Sure.
a main.
Scares me.
It's great.
Scares me a little
It's
bit.
the same thing as a potato. It's got the same sort of flexibility. It's a bunch of different contexts that can be enjoyed for different meals across the day.
You know what I kind of want to do with it that I haven't done? That sounded crazy. Is I want to, people like during the fall, they'll do like a pumpkin smoothie.
Oh, yeah,
But-
sure.
So, but sweet potato.
People
I
do
haven't
that
tried it.
with ube, so why couldn't you do it
Yeah.
with the sweet potato?
I'm gonna
Seems like it'd
try
be
it.
fun.
I don't know what the deal with the sweet
It will
potato
thicken
is.
it up.
That was my Tony Soprano. I snuck
Oh,
back to it. Yeah.
Oh God.
I don't know. I don't get it, Calm. I don't know what's the deal with the sweet potato. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, you're getting better. Like a random Italian, not Tony, but you know. We're at least in the vicinity.
We're
You're in
getting
the
closer.
neighborhood.
We're getting closer.
Yeah.
We're in the orbit of Tony Soprano.
I feel like I've seen it in Italian food. I'm trying to think of what context, but I feel like I've seen like a sweet potato gnocchi, and I don't know if that's
Oh,
a traditional
yeah.
thing or not, but I've had
Interesting.
that, and that's fun.
I don't think it is. I was in Arizona and I saw oh God, it was like Nutella tamales, and I was like, this is what are we doing here?
Oh, yeah.
Of course it would be in Arizona, but
The shit they do to hummus these days, I can't imagine.
Oh, what have they done to our hummus?
There's so much stuff in hummus. You're putting like hummus with like
not trying to
cranberries in it.
gatekeep tamales.
No, it's
but,
fine,
like,
but yeah.
Yeah, Nutella tamales, you're pushing it, okay?
The thing that they're doing some crazy stuff. Hummus used to be an old school American snack. Now they've changed it up. Chocolate hummus, Wags, come on.
What are they doing?
I know it's not American. Oh, whatever.
People know. You didn't have a
people think I'm dumb. I gotta explain to them
Mitch
sometimes.
thinks it's actually an American snack. He doesn't think that.
I don't
He's making
think
a
that.
joke on the comedy podcast.
Come on.
Yeah. Also,
He
everyone that's
does
like,
think
Dani
that,
Dani eats healthy, but she also eats street dogs.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, right.
I know. I got it. You don't have to tell me.
It's true, but also you eat sweet potatoes. You eat sweet potato fries, no dipping sauce, which is
No, I would have to like make it because I feel they would put dairy in it, which I can't
Right.
have. But I would do like
how about
an olive
ketchup?
ketchup. Yeah.
Ketchup is so much more of a French fry. Sweet
Right.
potato, you
I
don't even
know,
want
you're
ketchup.
Are you hired by Big Fry? I'm like Big Potato. I always love those Got
Wish.
Milk. Wish. I always love those Got Milk campaigns, and it was like any brand. No,
Yeah,
just just buy
Yeah.
milk.
raising awareness of milk in general. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with ketchup and sweet potato fries is that it's kind of sweet on sweet.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
you want like a
It's like
ranch.
you want like a honey mustard type situation, in my opinion.
Sure.
Mm.
I will like a garlic aioli.
Yeah,
or
you like an
something.
aioli.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
I will like here's what I do with the mashed sweet potato is that you can either boil it, which is fine, but you can also just bake the shit out of that sumbitch, and then you can just take it out of the skin, and then you can
Right.
just
Really
mash
got
it
on
right
a
up.
some bitch thing.
I love it. Every time you say it.
I can stop saying it. Sorry.
No, keep saying it.
I didn't realize
I
it was an
like it. I
affectation.
like it. I feel like we're gonna get a cease and desist from Jim Ross.
By God, that's sweet potatoes music. By God.
Speaking of apocalypse,
Okay.
um,
Okay.
Whoa, very cool. Mitch is flipping around a sweet potato in his hand and catching it.
not
It's really,
bad. Cool.
really, really rad. Wow, pretty impressive, Mitch. Good stuff.
Great stuff.
not bad.
Well, congrats.
Love
You,
it.
you fooled Penn and Teller.
That's been popping up in my algorithm lately.
Yeah.
Fool Penn and Teller. I think this is actually pretty good. I think this would make a pretty good apocalypse. In the apocalypse, I think you would do pretty good with a sweet potato.
You'd love to have a sweet potato because it's loaded
if you-
with nutrition and, again, easy to grow.
You could throw you put it over a fire. You're
Yeah,
in
sure.
business,
Yeah,
right?
easy
you
to
wrap it
cook.
in some. You don't even have to wrap it in tinfoil.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Have you ever seen? Have you? Oh,
if you guys want to try to
I'm
flip it too, you could try.
okay.
But
oh wow, I'm almost better than you. Whoa. Wow. I was gonna say I love that tweet that was like, do you remember? I wonder who was the first person to make popcorn.
Yeah, right.
This is probably just like terrifying, or to run across a parrot.
that's
Oh.
wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, they probably killed the shit out of that thing. I'm sure the first parrot.
The first, beat it.
Yeah.
Just think of the apocalypse, as you do.
Oscar Isaac, great job as Apocalypse in the X-Men movies.
I didn't see it.
No,
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
I think that I don't even hate that movie. As a man who gives Marvel a lot of a lot of trash, a lot of grief. I like that one. Okay.
What am I missing about sweet potatoes? I mean, you obviously
here's
make
the
like a
thing.
home
There's not
fries
a
or hash with them.
There's not a
fun.
ton to talk
the
about sweet
hash.
potatoes.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't even
fun.
think of that. Doing like a skillet.
You would definitely
Oh,
can.
they're so no. I've definitely done that, and
Do
they're
you-
amazing.
Do you think that they're that versatile as far as
For sure. There's all these different ways you can prepare them.
I'm just asking. I'm
think
just
they're
opening
super
up the
versatile.
discussion because I mean, like we said, sweet potato fry. We said
Pie.
mashed
Pie.
So
Pie.
yeah. Sweet potato pie, mashed, fries.
Yeah. Baked.
You can do the
Baked.
hash. The hash.
And hash.
You can saute them. You can do anything you do
saute
with a
'em.
potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just
Oh,
as
chips.
In fact, I would
I
maybe
think
say
I've won Amelia over here. I
would
think
maybe
she's
say
with me.
Sure.
I would maybe seem more versatile than potatoes because what desserts are you making with potatoes?
Amelia's gonna big. She's gonna big.
I have no opinion on
It's
them.
yeah. It's okay to like potatoes more than sweet potatoes, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of uses of sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I
For
mean,
sure.
potato has. Well, I guess are they equally? Do they have equal usage?
I don't know what is consumed more globally, but I know that's like the sweet potato. Again, there are a lot of different cultures where it's like a staple part of the cuisine. And I don't know. I love them. I fucking love the little things.
Look, potatoes are are saved my people in many ways. The reason I'm over here is potatoes.
You have a lot of
True.
affinity as an Irish American
Yes.
for
I get it now.
potatoes. That is a big part of it.
I
Yeah.
thought you were Italian.
Oh God, no.
Hey, what the fuck?
Definitely kidding.
No, thank you.
Oh my god.
But I don't dislike sweet potatoes. I think they are good.
You said that like 20 times.
I just don't know if they're in. I don't know if they're in the elite vegetable club to me.
Well, let's find out. Let's make that decision. In
Okay.
fact, Mitch, I'll have you go last because I think you're going to maybe make this call in terms of where they're going to land in the hierarchy of vegetables that we've covered this month. So far, we've
Okay.
gone through broccoli.
What did I
We've
give
gone
that?
through endive. We've gone through.
Man, I gave endive. Am I going to give endive a better score?
You
than-
are. I know you are.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's because sweet potatoes aren't potatoes. That's the whole thing. And what's the last one we did? We just did something before this.
Onions.
Onions. That's right. Onions.
Oh man, come on, onions.
Onions are really doing
onions
it.
are really fucking good.
So, Danny, here's how this works. Like we did with Doghouse, like we normally do on the podcast, we're going to give this a rating, except because we are rating a food and not we're rating a vegetable and not a restaurant. We're going to give this out of 0 to 5 salad forks. So your rating out of 0 to 5 salad forks and any closing arguments or closing thoughts you want to make.
I'm
on
going to
sweet
give it a
potatoes.
5 just so I can
5.
undo Mitch's
Wow.
so I can offset. Yeah, it's versatile. It's one of the it's a starch.
Yeah, sure.
And since because I can't have I can't have gluten, it's nice like to have a hash or something with sweet potato. I don't think you're giving it its credit, and so I'm taking it personally. What do you have against South America?
I love.
You can collect your thoughts.
Okay,
I'll go.
Sure.
I do love sweet potatoes. I eat sweet potatoes all the time. I love I love all the different contexts in which they work. I'm thinking of this relative to my rating for onions and relative to my rating for broccoli, and like, is it at that tier? Because I think I want 5 out of 5 salad forks for each of these. And when I really think about it, yeah, I mean, like, I'm fine being charitable towards these kind of vegetables because I have a lot of fandom for them, and I think it's I don't know. I think this is how we should be eating, right? Like, we should be eating the stuff that's just like that are just like natural foods, as opposed to the poison we usually put into our bodies. Yeah, on the normal format of this podcast. So I'm gonna go 5 salad forks as well for sweet potatoes. Mitch, it falls to you.
Adam Conover is explaining me the difference between yams and sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
He's doing a much better job. I like sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And do I like sweet potatoes more than endives? Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Do I like them more than broccoli? Probably pretty close.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty close. I don't know what I gave broccoli. Maybe 4 forks?
I don't
but
think
you
you went
just saying
4
onion,
forks.
by the way, Amelia. You saying onion reminded me that I was going to ask to add crispy onion to my salad. I don't know if I can.
I just placed the
Fuck!
Didn't you already add pickled onion?
Yeah, I want a crispy
onion
and
crazy.
Definitely done that.
Why the hell
Chopped
not?
onions and pickled onions.
Yeah.
I saw her on her phone. That's why I thought of it. I knew I was like a second too. You know when you see someone doing something, then it pops into your head.
Yeah, I know that.
And you said onion. I fucked up.
You're fine. It's gonna be a fine
No,
salad.
I'm gonna throw the salad away. I love onion. Onion is top tier for me. Potatoes are top tier for me. I know that you want. I know. I don't know if I can give it. I don't know if I can get into the golden plate. I'm trying to get myself there. But to me, it doesn't just. It just doesn't cut it.
Wow.
I think it's 3.75 forks. I think it's.
You're not even going to add an extra time to get it up to 4, to get up to the bare minimum threshold to get up on the elevated bed.
You know what? My 2 friends like it a lot. I'll give it 4 forks.
Wow. 4
forks.
salad forks, which means it gets a big green thumbs up collectively.
No,
and ends up.
I will not give it the big green thumbs up.
You're giving it a green thumbs down despite giving it 4 salad forks?
No, I stay this way. I stay in the middle.
Wow.
Yeah.
What happens to a gladiator if you give them the one in the middle?
I don't know. I think they bring out the Duel of Fates chair. We'll find out in Gladiator 2. Maybe there's a middle.
Maybe
thumb.
there's a middle thumb.
Yeah.
It's like just right at, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
right at 3:00.
It seems like the emperor or whatever is like kind of like not. Is it emperor? I have no idea.
Yeah, it'd be an emperor.
He's unsure
Caesar,
of
whoever
what
it
to
is.
do.
Yeah.
Caesar. There we go.
Caesar. Yeah, he's unsure of what to
What
do.
is it?
Yeah.
Well, that also could be
Too much caffeine.
a fun bit too. You could be as the emperor is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You kind of reacting to the crowd, playing it up a little bit. And
Yeah,
you
that's
ultimately
fun.
land on the thumbs up.
Is
And
that
everyone
not what
loves it.
Joaquin did?
He does egg him on a little bit.
I don't know if he goes whoa.
Yeah, he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't control this crazy thing. Whoa. All right.
And he made out with his sister. I think that's more.
That's true.
He did more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going all the way.
This used to be a society. You know what? I will give it a green thumbs up. It gets 4 forks.
Wow, welcome
I'm
to the
gonna
elevated
remember this
bed.
when I'm ruling the world. In the apocalypse. I'm gonna remember this.
That was our review of sweet potatoes. Okay, Casey, how do you feel about sweet potatoes? You a sweet potato fan?
I like sweet potatoes. I'd go 4.
You go 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And Amelia, you're just coming back with what we got for our segment, but where would you land on sweet potatoes?
Jesus.
I don't think about them.
Okay.
You don't think about them.
Yeah,
They just don't enter your head.
Yeah, I can't give a score in good conscience. I just
How often do you eat
She's
a sweet
abstaining.
maybe like a few times a year.
Okay.
But I don't consciously think about it. It's kind of like religion. I don't really think about
Right.
God or
Yeah.
anything
the
like
hell?
that.
So you're comparing sweet potatoes to God.
Yeah, I just don't have an opinion. I don't think
love
about
it.
it. It doesn't come up much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I abstain.
Let her deliver. Get into the segment. So I feel bad that she's
Yeah,
holding
you got your arms full of
100
stuff.
things.
Sorry, you didn't need to take your
Make her
position
talk
there.
about God while she's holding all this shit.
We don't talk about God much on this podcast. It is a Christian podcast.
It is a Christian podcast. We should talk about it a little bit more.
I talked about microplastics and cum.
You did talk about that, yeah.
The new God.
the new God. Your Lego baby. That's the new God.
What the fuck is going on here, by the way?
So Amelia, for our audio listeners, Amelia has a selection of various. I think these are all sweet potato chips or sweet potato adjacent. So we have some sweet potato chips, and then we also have some sweet potato beverages. These look to be some V8 varietals. So I guess we're gonna have some sips of these. What is your juice intake?
I have a lot of juice. I
You do have a lot of juice.
Yeah, this is the most LA thing about me, but I do make celery juice.
Wow.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
What's your setup for that?
I have a high-powered juicer,
Fun.
and I do celery juice, ginger. I do turmeric because it helps with my inflammatory stuff.
you, Amelia.
So, yeah, that's probably why my skin looks so good. I haven't had any work done, and I never will. And my mom chugging avocados.
Yeah,
so
sure.
Just drinking them just like a smoothie.
All right, so this first one we have here is I guess we'll start with this V8 Deliciously Green. This supposedly has 2 combined servings of veggie and fruit. And I can't tell all the components in here, but it's just sort of generally vegetable juice, which also includes sweet potatoes, yellow carrots, spinach, cucumber, celery, and kale.
It says 100% juice as opposed to what would it be?
Yeah, a lot of times it's like it's got a bunch of just artificial flavoring and shit. But I guess this one is actually pure juice.
I was browsing for some high powered juicers down at Muscle Beach.
Okay. I could have brought you some of my juice. I didn't
Could
know
you?
we were-
Oh,
yeah,
wow! I would have loved that.
You
I would have loved.
probably shit your pants.
We probably would shit our pants.
This isn't bad. It's a little sweet for me. It looks like it has a good amount of added sugar, but
It's a perfect room temp.
This has temperature aside, this kind of has a little bit of a syrupy character to it. I don't think it has high fructose corn syrup.
Is V8 bad? I don't know what the deal is with V8, but I'm guessing it's probably. I mean, when you're young,
Right.
when we were young, it was like V8 the healthy juice, and now you're like, is this just kind of is it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually healthy. But yes, I remember the V8 vegetable juice being like a thing. Like it was at least marketed as a health food.
This isn't bad. It has a bit of you can taste. It's a little bit vegetable-y. It has that. It has, but it is. It's,
Thank you,
it's
Millie.
sweet. I
I
know.
can taste the pineapple in it. I love how sweet it is. I love sweet. We went over this.
Right.
Same.
The Celsius is a little sweet.
We actually had pineapple yesterday.
on your exclusive Patreon.
Is that an upcoming episode? I don't even know where we are. I'm so confused.
I think that one's probably out, but I could be wrong.
Oh.
Okay, so we also have another V8 we were having. Amelia, what's this one called?
This one.
I don't know if that mic's live. You can speak to mine.
This is a peach mango.
Peach mango.
It's got
Love it.
mango, apple, peach, carrot, and sweet
It
potato.
does have sweet potato in it. Okay.
And what was it? What was in the last one? I could taste tomato or something in this.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's carrots,
I don't
there's
think
sweet
there is,
potato,
no.
there is pineapple, spinach, apples, hint of banana.
Just a hint.
Just a hint. Yeah.
Wait, I saw the craziest thing. Have you seen that video of the mamas and papas where she's eating a banana? I think on Ed Sullivan.
No.
Like while they're
Oh, right,
performing
yeah,
because they wouldn't let them sing it live, so they had to lip sync. So I forgot which mama it was, but she's eating a banana, and that's not even the crazy thing. The crazy thing is in the comments, someone said, and we'll probably never taste a banana like that ever again. And someone said, I know, I think about it all the time.
Yeah,
damn.
a bunch of the bananas have. I think they've altered their genetic character, and there's a different type of banana.
What if you froze
these
a
days.
banana from I'm sure someone has in the back of their freezer from the 80s.
Yeah, I don't know if there are any heirloom bananas still existent, but yeah,
Probably
I've
tastes
heard
like
the same thing.
shit.
Don't you want to know?
banana?
What do you think bananas tasted like back then?
Probably better. I mean, I think everything was more natural and there less preservatives. Speaking of preservatives, I'm eating these sweet potato chips.
Here's
love
what I'll
those.
say
Those are
about
good.
the both V8s. I think these are both mild stanks for me. I just don't have any reason to drink this kind of, juice out of a big bottle I get from the grocery store. I feel like I am gonna have juice. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like this specific thing is not for me.
I could this with some vodka. These are the types of drinks that I would drink in college and sometimes now. Yeah, so I do fruity stuff.
Yeah. Do you go drank or if we're going drank or stank? Where do you land?
Oh, yeah. I'm a fresh juice person.
Yeah,
so I have to. Do
I
stank.
think that's the thing. I did, and not to sound elitist about it, but it's just I don't necessarily need to have this as an adult. What do you?
So
what
I
do you
moved
chomp-
on to
what do you
these.
munch
I've
on?
moved on to these chips.
Yeah, so I've got some other chips. So we can circulate these and we can meet these in the middle. I've got the original Terra. These are the real vegetable chips. These are with sea salt. And what one do you have, Mitch?
I have Terra Mediterranean
Those are my favorite.
with garlic and herbs.
I love those.
So these apparently have a bunch of different root vegetables. They have sweet potato,
parsnip, kettle potato,
batata, and what just says ruby dipped vegetables, whatever that is.
I feel like if you get the orange ones, you're getting the sweet potato, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of good.
You know what?
These are really crunchy.
I got to give it to the
ones are
sweet
really
potato
good.
specifically.
Yeah. This is just a sea salt one.
The
I'll pass
Mediterranean
over.
ones are my favorite.
Wow.
They do have some fall
Mm.
ones that come out that you might enjoy in the fall. So
What are they like?
I don't think they're like pumpkin, but they have I don't know. It tastes like fall.
Mm.
Limited edition.
These are a hoot. I
Aren't
like
they
the
great?
Mediterranean garlic and herbs. Those are really,
That
really
was
yummy.
some hummus. My God.
That's a big time snack. I think the sea salt I'll give a mild snack.
Mm.
It's like ASMR.
These are like very earthy. We might turn it into an ASMR podcast at some point.
I pay extra. I charge people extra for this. Listen to me crunch on something. My mouth sounds.
Well, we've also got some big bad baby boy listeners who will be like, my misophonia, when you munch into the microphone, it triggers my misophonia, which is real. I was like, we have to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole thing.
Yeah. Phony.
Yeah.
I'm
Key
dead.
word in it. Some of these, I feel like the texture on some of these chips are like maybe it's the batata or something.
There's a lot of variance because you're using 4 different root vegetables.
Yeah.
Mhm. And some of them are like a little tougher to eat than the other ones. But
Right.
I'll give a light snack to the non-flavored ones, and the flavored ones get a snack.
Big
from
time
me.
snack. That goes a long way. That Mediterranean
good.
seasoning.
And honestly, I give a drink to the green V8.
Uh-huh.
A slight drink. And
I like that one more. I also like drinking green things. I think that's fun.
it is very fun. Ecto Cooler. What else?
Oh.
This is an Ecto Cooler.
Yeah, those two.
Oh,
That's what I was
Mountain
thinking.
Dew? Mountain Dew?
Perfect. Mountain, that's not entirely green. That's like neon yellow.
No, like I'll get like a like a bunch of just green veggies like blended into something. I like that kind of juice. I think that's a hoot.
This tastes a little bit like sunscreen. You agree?
I don't know if I got too much of a sunscreeny character from it. I guess I'll take another swig.
So curious what your sunscreen.
What do you think of that?
I'm not getting a sunscreeny. I
No?
know what you mean, but I'm not really getting that. That sort of coconutty character to it.
Yeah, maybe that's what maybe it is, just a coconut. Is there coconut in it?
I don't think
I don't
there
think
is.
there is.
It just seems it's like it has like that tropical whatever flavor. I'll give this like it's almost in the middle. I'd say at the mildest of drinks, nearly a stank for me.
I'll be honest. I'm not excited about anything except those Mediterranean chips, which are
Told you.
fucking great. Those are a delight.
Tara, if you would like to send me some, I eat them all the time. Save my bill.
Once again, Terra and Nike, just two
Terra and Nike.
the two things that do not know we exist.
Yeah, we'll see.
Until now.
Exactly.
Mm.
Any other? Did we not get any verdicts on any of these? I think we snack or whack these all.
Yes, snack for the Mediterranean, slight snack for the original,
Right.
the slightest of drinks for both the green more so than the orange.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Hey, that was
A good job, Emil, getting us all different sweet
Thank
potatoes.
you.
Well done,
It's
Amelia.
all stuff I could have.
Did the checkout person think you were a freak? Because you bought actual sweet potatoes and then like 4 sweet potato products.
Much like how I feel about sweet potatoes, I think the checkout person also wasn't thinking about it or paying
Thinking about the
attention.
apocalypse. Yeah.
How about we call that meals time? That segment.
I like
A
that.
little nod to your nickname. People call Amelia Meals. How about
That's
that?
true.
Meals.
Get
I'm-
Meals and Millie.
Dan.
Millie.
Dan's fun.
Like
Dan's
Dan
great.
Noodle. They would
Yeah.
call me Dan Noodle.
That's fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Perfect. Thank you.
Spoon man. And why is your burger boy, I guess?
Yeah, I guess those ones are what we would go by.
Our self-given nicknames. Your guys' names given to you out of affection and love. And ours made up for the podcast.
Hey, just like a restaurant value feedback, let's open up the feedback. And today we have an email from Oscar G. Oscar writes,
Oscar. Gee. Oscar the Grouch?
I don't think it's Oscar. I don't think it's Oscar the Grouch, Mitch.
Are you sure?
I mean, it could be, but I don't think so.
He does love trash.
he's a fan of our
He's
podcast.
a fan of the show.
Oscar writes, everyone always has a dream last meal before being executed. What's your nightmare last meal?
Oh, God.
Oh,
Food you
man.
despise that will be given to you instead of something you'll like. Burger Brigade for life. P.S. Live a couple miles away from former feedback guest Tansu Phillip and from Tansu's boba spot, and always had great experiences there. Tansu was on the main feed recently.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. Keep supporting.
Viva la Boba is the
yes.
spot.
Um,
All right, Mitch, this is the scenario. Nightmare last meal. You're facing the gallows. You're going to be executed for all your many crimes. And
what?
you know what you did. But yeah,
Man.
you get one last meal, but they decide as a fuck you they're going to
Oh my God.
make you eat your least favorite thing, what would that be?
Okay. Honestly, I'm trying to think of what I would order and then how they'd fuck me over. But I don't even know if they could just bring me a plate of dog shit, right? Or is it like
yeah, let's say it's food. Let's
food.
say it's not going to be a bunch of,
in my mind, I would
rusty nails and broken glass
like
or
a
whatever.
cheese pizza or like a cheeseburger and fries would be my last meal.
That's what you'd want ideally.
Yeah. And I think that if I got a cheeseburger and fries, first of all, they'd bring out sweet potato fries instead of regular fries, which would kind of piss me off.
Yeah.
If they forgot the cheese on I'm trying to think of what is the worst version that they.
Oh
could
no,
do.
I got a regular burger. It's your nightmare scenario.
What if it's like
Fucking kill
super
me
well
now.
done?
Yeah.
Like it's like rubbery.
Oh man, a really well done
Overcooked.
Yeah.
overcooked burger.
Yeah.
Or if
That's
it's cold.
Yeah.
Ooh.
A cold overcooked. That's a
that's a
horrible
bummer.
combo.
But you're still getting a burger. Like that's still something you would normally eat.
But then what do you want me to say? Like they bring me grains or something?
Don't you have foods you dislike? You have things that you don't like as much as other
sure.
foods.
All right, come back to me. I'll think on
Wow.
this for a second. I do have foods I don't like.
Yeah. I think for me, look, I've always said that gummy ain't yummy. I'm not a gummy guy. I don't necessarily love gummy candies. So I think if you gave me a bunch of like Nerds ropes, like you're gonna eat all this Nerds ropes and then we're gonna hang you with it, I'd be like, I
They're
can't
gonna hang you with a nerd rope?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I also feel sorry. I have to speak up as a gummy person.
Please.
I don't think Nerds Ropes is considered. That's not gum. It's too crunchy for gummy.
Okay, that's got a little bit too much texture to it. Then yeah,
Or
I don't know.
Swedish
Like,
fish. If they like
Swedish
slapped you with
fish.
Swedish.
Yeah, maybe a
fish.
bunch of
Yeah.
Swedish fish and like black licorice. Like that's stuff that I find pretty unpleasant to eat.
Yeah.
Both in texture and flavor.
If they were hanging you with the nerds rope, you think you'd get one last jack in?
Jesus Christ.
This is why we're hanging you. You're always doing this. Gotta knock it off.
Nerds rope, Mitch, is that what you call your hog?
Well.
I don't know if it qualifies as a full rope.
My
a
friend,
shoestring?
my best friend uses the term hog all the time too.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't think I grew up with people calling it hog.
Yeah, I also didn't grow up with people calling it hog.
I definitely didn't grow up with people calling it hog.
No,
But now that's the accepted term.
I think it's
Look at
become
his
a more
hog.
common thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think like dick is like, it's disgusting.
People
I
used to
think-
say dick, yeah.
Hog it denotes like girth.
It does make
So-
you think of a more substantial one, and then I think it's kind of been genericized to mean all hogs.
And let me tell you, it's not, it's not normal.
Yeah.
The big ones aren't normal. But a plate of stuff. Do you have anything that you would? I mean, for you, maybe it would be a bread meal.
No, I thought of those a lot of because I told you I miss spaghetti. Like I feel if I was supposed to die later that day, I would eat a bunch of shit and like die sooner. I always think that would happen of like, oh, he gave her she's passed out. I feel crazy because your love of potatoes. I don't like mashed potatoes.
Wow.
They're not that good compared in the grand scheme of all food.
I love
with
this
Danny.
day.
Oh my
I
God.
love
Casey,
these
you
days.
fucking.
Food comes out. This is like Springer. Okay. I don't and soggy waffles. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that would be the worst.
It's like spring because I'm about to fucking jump over the desk and go at Casey.
Yeah, mashed potatoes aren't that good. They're
Yeah.
not. They're just filler.
Insane.
I like
I
mashed
spit a bunch of
potatoes,
that.
but I like the take that this mashed potatoes aren't that good because that's fun.
Okay.
Out of your mind, you.
I like them.
I know you do.
I also like a hot take. That's a great hot take.
It is.
They're just kind of okay.
Yeah. I feel like I've had some really shitty, like microwave breakfast sandwiches. Like, I feel like that's like a really
Ugh.
sad meal. So if I had to
Yeah.
eat that, like a bad, like vending machine, like egg sandwich,
Jesus.
that would be a
yeah.
real bummer. That'd be pretty grim. I'm trying to think of other snacks I really, really don't care. But the other thing is, like, I am kind of a garbage disposal in terms of consuming food. Like, I kind of eat and enjoy everything. So there's not too much that would, really set me off. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I can't really think of. I mean, like you were saying, like if it's food, I mean, there's ways I would be disappointed if they're like, here's some boiled fish or something, I'd
Right.
be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not to go at the guy who asked the question, but it sucks. And he's a Burger Brigade guy, and
It's a good question from Oscar G.
He asked a bad
It's
question.
a good question. It's a great question. You just can't come up with a good answer.
I think
It's a great question.
I can't come up with a good answer.
You seem to be struggling there.
Oh, okay.
You asked for more time, and we went back to you, and you're like, I
How
can't
about
think of something. You started
gravy
attacking
ice
Oscar.
cubes. Oh,
There you go.
that's all right. That's good.
Yeah, that's good, Mitch. You put out an effort.
Mitch, do you like mint chocolate chip? Are you one of those?
I do like mint chocolate chip.
Do you like the orange chocolate? I know a lot of people
Ooh,
that don't.
I do like orange chocolate.
You know how the orange in the chocolate?
Oh, I'm okay with like orange and chocolate. I don't mix as much, but I still will eat it and be happy with it. Mint chocolate chip I like more, but I get how people don't like mint. Like I get that is a thing that people don't like.
Yeah.
But I like mint chocolate. I like a mint chocolate chip with sprinkles in a cone. Used to be when I was a boy. That's what I used to get.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
There's also a huge population of people that hate fish. Like they can't if it's touching sometimes I'll order like fish and there'll be fries. I'm like, "Oh, you want some of my fries or something?" And they're like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
Like, they don't want any
nothing touching seafood. I mean, if it was a good enough seafood meal, this is just a hard question. I think it's like I don't know if I'm gonna die anyways. I mean, like if it's not pizza or a cheeseburger and fries, I think I would just be sad anyways that it's not, or a steak. I'd want a nice steak for my last
What
meal.
if it was cereal with water?
That's pretty fucking
That is a
good.
real
Wow.
bummer. That would suck.
That sucks.
It's almost like I should be the other host. We
Please.
went to you 3 times. Okay?
Please take it.
Cereal with water.
I thought gravy ice cubes was pretty good. How about hot Jello or
Then it wouldn't even be Jello. Do you know?
fucking old milk? What do you want from me, Wise?
Sewage would be bad.
Sewage would be bad.
Yeah,
I'd
sewage
hate
is
to eat a
bad.
bunch
Yeah,
of sewage.
shit, human
God, what a
shit, dog
bummer.
shit.
Yeah, that would suck.
Diarrhea, like all that stuff would be hard to eat. Like a booger platter, that would be bad. Is that what you want from us?
No, I didn't want that. I wanted actual food.
Wow. Can I just ask one question?
Please.
What was y'all's cereal, like your go-to cereal growing up?
Great question. I was a big Cap'n Crunch partisan.
Yeah.
I really love Cap'n Crunch, but we had a bunch of breakfast cereals in my house. I can't believe how many fucking sugary cereals my family let me eat in hindsight. But also, it's like they were just hoping kids would eat anything, so I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had that. We had Cookie Crisp. I loved Cookie Crisp.
Oh,
I
I
had
forgot about
Cookie
Cookie
Cocoa
Crisp.
Puffs I liked. We liked Lucky Charms, but like just the marshmallows, not the wood. I'm trying to think of what else.
I didn't love
Mitch.
marshmallow. I didn't love marshmallow cereals as much.
You don't
when
love
I was-
marshmallow cereals, okay?
What was your
I
cereal?
don't think I'd like them now.
Growing up, I got Raisin Bran quite a bit, and then I also got.
Is that why you're like this?
Damn,
I love that
Dan.
yours is like Captain Crunch, Lucky Charms. Yours is Raisin Bran.
He's
which is
the boring man.
Right. No, this is Boston. This is LA. This is
Yeah.
Boston. Okay,
When I was
Raisin Bran.
Frosted Flakes, because my grandma would make me cornflakes and put
Frosted
the
Flakes are
sugar
fun,
on
yeah.
top of
Yeah.
it. And so Frosted Flakes was like a big one that I liked. I did Apple Jacks for a little while.
I'm forgetting a couple
Apple
big
Jack.
ones. Honey Bunches of Oats, and then also not Apple Jacks, but
I did Fruity Pebbles as well.
Fruity Pebbles are fun. Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was a good one.
Mine was honeycomb. And it
Honeycomb,
had that
yes.
like psycho little
Oh, yeah.
cocaine-driven rodent, whatever
Love
it
that
was,
guy.
like a Sonic
He
tethered.
only
Yeah.
just got LASIK. That was the thing.
No, it was like Sonic's like tethered. It was like the evil version of
Yes.
Sonic,
Yeah.
and it was like the little honeycomb. They should bring that man back.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did some retconning of cereal mascots, and I wasn't happy about what they did with Cookie Crisp. It used to be like a robber and a dog robber. Like
Right, I
they
remember the dog.
They got rid of them, and then they just made it like a generic wolf. And the
Yeah.
wolf is way less fun.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Get that wolf out here.
Get us.
I don't know.
Wolves don't eat cookies.
I know it makes no sense.
Oh, we can have a criminal as president, but not on our box cereals. We can have a criminal, Joe Biden, as president, and not on our cereal boxes.
Exactly.
RFK Jr. is going to clean it all up. If you have a question or comment about the world of chain restaurants, you email us at feedback@birdfuck.com or leave us a voicemail at 830-GOTO. That's 830-463-6844.
How about a plate of brain worms?
And to get the
Wise? How's
Doughboys
that?
Double, our weekly bonus episode, plus our entire pre-2018 back catalog, subscribe at patreon.com/Doughboys.
I'm fucking done.
Our producer is Emma Erdbrink. Our associate producer is Amelia Marino. Our engineer is Casey Donahue. And our video editor is Mike Dorfman. Our guest, Dani Fernandez. Dani, thank you so much for being
Oh my God,
here.
thank you.
What a
I
hoot
just
this
thought
was.
What a hoot.
your gummy the sharks. Have you had the gummy sharks? They're so big.
Yeah?
Yeah, you would hate that.
I probably
It
would.
would get stuck like lodged in your throat.
I'd be eating the gummy sharks, and then they'd feed me to the sharks.
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's pretty fucking good.
that'd be nasty.
That was a good question after all. what a treat to have you back.
Yes.
Come back again soon.
Okay, I'm
And
here
we'll try
tomorrow.
we'll love to try your celery juices.
Oh my God, that sounds horrible. Stop.
Anything you would like to plug?
Oh, yeah. Follow me on socials. I'm at Ms. Dani Fernandez. And then, yeah, my short In the Static is still hitting the festival circuit. So it might be in a town near you. And you can find that out by following me on my socials.
Wow.
There you go.
Check it out.
That'll do it for this edition of The Garden of Eden and for this episode of Doughboys. Until next time, for the Spoon Man, Mike Mitchell, I'm Nick Weiger. Happy eating.
See ya. Want more Doughboys? Check out the Doughscord, our Discord server. Get access to that and the Doughboys Double over at patreon.com/doughboys.
Sources for the intro are in the episode description.
That was a Headgum podcast.